All right. So we got our little, we got the ad, or we got the alerts here, and we have like latest subscriber here, and we have our little sub goal here as well. All right, let's get started. What on earth just happened in there? Mr. Naruto, I've managed to find out what happened. Miss Susato, I was told it was an advanced form of smoke grenade, a type of exploding device that releases smoke. A smoke grenade? It sounds like the sort of thing ninjas use. They're just making sure everything is safe now. I think the trial will start again before long. But who would have done something like that? The police managed to catch someone who was trying to flee the courtroom. Flee the courtroom? Why? Well, it's a young girl of around 15, I hear. A young girl? Oh yeah, at the end of this, he was like, I just didn't want the young girl to be involved. Our defendant, or our client. The other passenger that Mr. McGilded was just talking about. My thoughts exactly. So he wasn't lying. That ass do be farting. Oh, what's become of Mr. McGilded, actually? There are so many things I need to ask him about, but he's not here. I think he was summoned to the prosecutor's antechamber to answer questions. I don't actually know how to pronounce that one. Along with the young girl. Who is she, I wonder? And what was she even doing here at the trial? She was taking a huge risk, and for what possible benefit to herself? There's another matter that's troubling me. What's that? The 20 pence. Oh, all right, before I continue, we do have the ad break. If you don't want to see the ads, you can subscribe. You can use your Amazon Prime. You can get lucky enough to get the sub. Here is the ad break now. Guys, spam ads, please. Thank you to the peons who will now suffer the ad break, but we'll be back in 3 minutes. I won't move. I'll wait for you. I'll wait for you, you silly little peons. Just block the ads, and I'll read 6:46 EST. Here's the ad break now. Did you know, if you have an Amazon Prime, you can avoid the ads by connecting your Twitch account, Amazon account, then using your free sub and favorite streamers such as Luke Carmel. Imagine not being subbed. Just so true. What happened to my little, what happened to my things? Oh no, they're working. Okay, good. TGAC has no bad cases. They're all good, but this one's just a special one. I'm excited to continue this one. No, they're all great. Race Attorney has been awesome. Imagine not having the rotate emote. True. Get rotated. My payment is in Danny subs. True. Or just have Twitch Turbo. That's also true. You can have just Twitch Turbo. Twitch Turbo does help the stream a little bit. When you watch when there would be ads, that helps the stream as well. Streamers do make money off that. Imagine having Twitch Turbo. Gooch. Back in my day, there was only Twitch Turbo. True. Forgot about that. How are you, chat? I'm stalling for a bit for the ads. How are you? How are you doing? How's life? What have you all been up to? This music's super intense. Good life. Very good. Nice. I missed you. Saw Barbie today. Nice. I'm excited to watch Barbie. I'm eating pineapple cake. God, that sounds good. I'm good. Had a full weekend and saw Barbie today. Lots of Barbie viewers. Imagine living in Russia so you see 0 ads on YouTube and Twitch based. I had Oreo cheesecake. Dang, that sounds good. Can this be considered BFE? Yes. When are you watching Barbie? I'm watching Barbie next week. Probably on Thursday. I gotta see Barbie after consuming questionable substances. Probably. Next week, that's so long. I know, but hey, you do what you gotta do. Go now. True. Anyone see Oppenheimer? I've seen a little less hype for it, but people seem to like it. It's not bad. God, I love BFE. I did. Did you like it? Of course you will. I've heard it's real good. Yeah, I've heard good things. Just a little less hype than Barbie. He goes full naked. I'm in. I'm in. I'm in. All right, speaking of naked men, let's continue. According to the coachman, Mr. Beppo, every time I hear the guy's name is Beppo, I think of One Piece. I'm like One Piece brain. Beppo! He took 4 passengers that night at a fare of 5 pence each. That comes to a total of 20 pence. Oh, yeah, right. I forgot about the pence thing. But now, it seems there were in fact 5 passengers. Which means the figures don't seem to add up again. She's right. That is strange. Counsel for the defense, kindly proceed into the courtroom. The trial will recommence in 5 minutes. Oh, thank you, officer. We'll go in straight away. Well, whoever she is, I imagine this young girl will be asked to take the stand and testify. I really can't imagine what she's going to say, but it could alter the whole direction of the trial. We'll know soon enough, Miss Susato. Yes. All right. We're back. We are so back. We are so back. Oh, yeah. I forgot about Castlevania, man. Yep. I love the silence into that soundbite specifically. There's the young girl next to Mr. McGilden. Look. She must have been the one who caused the disturbance before. How's the volume, chat? A little too loud, a little too soft? I'm going to turn it down just a touch so that when it gets louder, it's not too bad. Looking.
Well, after that rather eventful recess, the court will now resume the trial of Mr. Magnus McGillen. Now then, Lord Van Six.
My lord.
I believe you have established the cause of the smoke, which failed proceedings earlier.
It seems to have been an advanced form of smoke grenade, of the sort typically employed by the army.
Good gracious! The army? What's the devil's name?
It's perfect, just like you, bestie. Thank you. It was an elaborate attempt by a young girl to cloak her escape from the public gallery, but she was caught. And now occupies the stand.
Your name, girl? Are you responsible for the smoke grenade which induced such pandemonium here in my courtroom?
Literally Santa Claus.
What is the meaning of this deplorable behavior?
If I may, my lord.
Yes, Mr. McGilden.
I think perhaps I ought to explain here. Why it is that this wee lass was here in the first place, and why she tried to bolt like that. 'Tis all tied up with the events of that night, so it is.
Nope. Very well, Mr. McGilden. Give your testimony. You will explain to the court exactly how this young woman is involved in this case.
I love freaked out Ryunosuke. Just what did happen that night? It's not like a defense lawyer needs that information or anything. Okay. On the night in question, I took the back seat in the omnibus and promptly nodded off. Then, begorra, a loud thud and a wee scream woke me with a fair start. There was a fella collapsed on the floor at me feet, so I sat him out of the seat across from me. And I turned to find out where that scream had come from. And bless my soul, what did I find? There was a child in there, all curled up in a ball, hiding her wee self away. Ah, that's where the treasure chest comes in.
I remain somewhat baffled, I confess. But from what I gather on the night in question, this young girl was indeed riding in the omnibus. Is that correct?
'Tis exactly as the defense counsel said. This lass was the 5th passenger, my lord.
Order. Very well. The defense may now cross-examine the witness. Are you ready, counsel?
Yes, my lord. Rather, no. I have no idea where to start. We got it. What is it called? The Ryunosuke stare. It's the Ryunosuke stare. We did it. Huh? Huh? He's so good. All right. On the night in question, I took the back seat in the omnibus and promptly nodded off. Hold it! Hold it! And when you first got onto the omnibus, were there any other passengers already on board? There were not. The cabin was empty, and there was no one on the roof deck either.
You were the first passenger. You were the first passenger, as it were. I see.
Aye, and that's why I took the back side as I did. 'Tis the most comfortable, so it is. Could you explain exactly what you mean by the back seat?
By all means.
'Tis how you already described it earlier. I'm talking about the seat opposite the one in which the poor gentleman who was stabbed was sitting. Like I said, 'tis the most comfortable, and where I feel most at ease. And, of course, I enjoy gazing through the skylight from time to time as well. Ooh! Then, begorra! Loud thud and a wee scream woke me up with a fair start. Hold it! A loud thud, you say, and a scream. Aye, that's right. How can I explain it? It was like the sound of someone falling to the ground. That sort of noise. So you think it was the sound of Mr. Mason falling to the floor having been stabbed? Well now, you'll remember I was asleep at the time, so I wouldn't like to say. And when the sound woke me, I opened my eyes. There wasn't a soul to be seen in the carriage but the fellow on the floor. You didn't see anyone. But at the same moment, you did hear a scream.
Ah, from the seats above you on the roof deck, I presume.
Not above me, no, my lord. 'Twas from inside the cabin. But I wasn't altogether thinking about the scream. No, I was too stunned by the desperate sight before me eyes. There was a fellow collapsed on the floor at my feet, so I sat him up in the seat across from me. You sat him up? The victim, you mean? That I did. On the seat across from me, as I said. Could plainly see the poor devil was already gone. Wouldn't leave a dead man just lying on the floor, now would ya? 'Tis common courtesy, so it is. I find that a little hard to believe. Ah, Lord Van Zeeks. Now why would that be? You wake to find a man lying dead at your feet in a carriage. Any normal person would hail the cabman. Any upstanding member of London society, that is. Well now, as you know, I'm in something of a special line of business.
A business of lending money at exorbitant rates of interest.
Unfortunately, my lord, not everyone is thankful for the help I offer them, and some would even see me dead. So I do try, where at all possible, to avoid getting myself in a tangle with trouble. Or are you suggesting you were just going to leave the man there? Heavens, no, alive, no. I was always intended to report it, so I was. Only, I had a mind to find out the whys and wherefores first. The whys and wherefores. Right you are. There were some details I wanted to understand before anyone else got to meddling. That wee scream I heard, for example. Wouldn't your good self do just the same? Yes. The scream he says he heard at the same time as the thud of the victim collapsing. Okay. All the pressing has been normal. And I turned to find out where that scream had come from. And bless my soul, what did I find? Hold it! I'm afraid I don't understand. I'm sure you told the court that there was no one else in the carriage except yourself and the victim. So I did, sir, so I did. As far as I could see, that is. What do you mean by that? Well now, 'tis a queer thing. The wee scream I heard as I woke up. It came from, if you'll excuse the vulgar expression, under me backside.
Good gracious!
Under your backside? And when I lifted the seat on which I'd been sitting, I found there was a wee cubbyhole there for storage. Mr. Naruto, we can examine the omnibus for ourselves, remember? Yes, I know. I know where it is. This would be a very good time to have a thorough look. We already looked at it, chat. I'm farting. And that's when I found her. There was a child in there, all curled up in a ball, hiding her wee self away. Oops. I do wonder how you must be feeling, Mr. Naruto. Being the defendant's lawyer and yet finding myself as stunned as everyone else at his testimony, let's just say it's trying. We certainly had precious little time to talk to Mr. McGilder before the trial. But we mustn't be dispirited. We must try to learn all the new facts we can. When we arrived in London this morning, I didn't see my day panning out like this. Mr. Naruto, no grumbling, even in your head. How did you know? Got to press this one.
Hold it!
You say she was hiding herself. Aye, that's right. 'Twas hard to see in the dim lamplight, but she was all curled up in a wee ball. When her eyes met, well, me heart nearly stopped beating in me chest. You're really overreacting this. Still and all, I pulled her out from under there and sat her on the seat opposite so I could have a wee chin wag with her. The seat opposite. That's right. Just sit next to the dead gentleman there.
You sat this young girl next to a corpse, sir.
Well, as I'm sure I mentioned, a gentleman in my position can all too often find himself in mortal danger. So, I need to find out just who this urchin was, you see? And while I was in the middle of talking with her, I heard another scream, a fellow's voice this time. Presumably that scream was Mr. First, who was sitting on the roof deck seats. He didn't want her getting her grubby mitts on my Lucky Charms, true. Right you are again, I would say, sir. Looking down through the skylight, he must have seen this young girl and a gentleman with a knife in his belly.
In other words, the previous witness did not in fact see you at all, Mr. McGilvray. What they believed to be yourself and victim was in fact this girl and the late Mr. Mason.
Aye, me lord. I was, as I think everyone understands now, sat at the back of the carriage, out of sight.
It is certainly possible that the defendant is somewhat diminutive in stature, and readily confused perhaps with this young girl.
After that, of course. The scream from the gentleman over us, the driver realized something was wrong and pulled up the horses. All right.
Thank you. I've heard enough. The event has explained are clear in my mind. However, at least one conundrum remains. Who is the girl?
Her name is Gina Lestrade, my lord. She's a chancer, earns her crust among large crowds relieving people of their purses. What's commonly called a pickpocket. What?
This girl? Here? A petty thief? Order! Order! Is this true, Miss Lestrade? Miss Lestrade, you will answer the question. Oh! How dare you? What's the meaning of this? Ah! The girl! She's gone!
Open your eyes. I'm over here.
Good gracious! How?
What was the point in that little sidestep? I know what lot you're thinking. Grown-ups are all the same. This dirty little dipper, you'll say, slipped up and got caught in the job. She got herself backed into a corner, so she knifed the gent. Go on. That's what's in your heads, isn't it? Ain't it? No, not at all. This is a court of law. We're here to determine the truth, not cast... Owned. Look, knives are for cowards. Only thugs use weapons like that. All I need for what I do is these fingers. Look at her flipping this as she's stimming. She's like... Did she just fart on him? It kind of felt like that, right? Like, I'm not crazy. I'm just a little chimney sweep, I am. She really is like Mary Poppins head ass. I'm a professional, all right? Maybe not in your eyes, but I got pride in what I do. Let me guess. You don't count smoke guns among weapons for thugs. Oh, this? Yeah, this was in a bag I lifted the other day, down where they keep the four-wheel drags. It's nice, isn't it? I like the pink the best.
Oh, do not wave that thing in my direction again.
So, you admit that you were riding the omnibus the night in question. Tis all right, lass. You can tell them the truth now. All right. Yeah. It's just like the Irishman said.
The court accepts this girl, Miss Gina Lestrade, as a valid and significant witness in this case. Accordingly, young lady, we will now hear your testimony, if you please. You will tell the court exactly what happened in the omnibus on the night in question.
All right. If I have to. If I have to. All right. Here we go. What the girl saw. So I snuck inside the carriage before they looked up the horses, just like always. But it was a right old waste of time. I got nothing to show for my troubles that night. I'll tell you, you can't see a blind thing in that hiding place. It's pitch in there. Then, after a while, I heard this loud bang. Nearly jumped out my skin, I did. And scream just came out. It's because of that. This swell found me. It helped me get away my mind. It did help me get away, mine. There we go. I don't know British speak. Yes, he let you go.
I fail to understand why you would let this street urchin go, Mr. McGilden.
Oh, 'tis simplicity itself, my lord. You see, she couldn't possibly have killed the other passenger. I knew that for a fact. How? As I'm sure I said before, sir. I was sitting right on top of the place where she was hiding herself.
I think a demonstration is called for.
Let's take a look. This is where I sat that night.
And the cubbyhole of which you have spoken is underneath the seat, I presume.
Yep. I like they're like, you should explore it anyway. They're gonna do it anyway.
Yes, it does appear just large enough to accommodate someone of this girl's stature.
Demonstration. Aye, but of course, the wee lass was stuck in there. Because I had parked myself on a seat for the duration.
Ah!
So you see, that's why I let the lass bolt. I knew that if the police found her there, they'd automatically assume she'd done it. But I couldn't live with myself if a young life was ruined when all the time I knew she was innocent.
Even though you must have realized your action would result in your own innocence being called into question.
Not at all, my lord. Not at all. I knew in my own heart that I was innocent. So, I thought, it was worth taking a punt on my own good name for the sake of this less fortunate lass. My goodness. What a perfect gentleman.
My lord! This fine example of a man cannot possibly be guilty of a heinous crime. I'm ashamed of myself for ever doubting you, sir.
Wow, that was easy. I do like the jurors are not even basing anything on like evidence or anything. It's just vibes. It's all vibes. With calm, calculated reasoning, one arrives clearly at the truth every time. Easy. We win. We win. It's over.
Saints alive! All 6 members of the jury consensual in their leaning to a verdict of not guilty.
We did it. Easy. Mr. Naruto, this... Well, it must mean... Must mean what? That we're victorious. We've won? Are you sure?
Objection!
Yeah, there he is. I can do that too. Watch.
If the sight of my iron-heeled Wellington offends, pray, do forgive the discourtesy.
Oh!
This really is a consummate example of the one monumental flaw in British judicial practices.
That autistic stare.
Where evidence and reasoning should be paramount, emotion rules the day.
Emotion.
The witness's last statement gives us a clear insight into his true nature.
What do you mean, his true nature? Do you really think Scotland Yard would have made such a glaring omission? After the incident, the omnibus was comprehensively searched by officers of the police. Obviously, the interior of this cubbyhole, as the witness put it, was included in their investigation. The compartment under the posterior seat was full of the coachman's belongings. It noted in black and white here the police report. Good Lord! The evidence has been tampered with. In order to corroborate Mr. McGilden's story, someone has unlawfully removed everything from under the seat. What? Stop sniffing. Order! Order! How could such a devious contrivance possibly have been affected, counsel? Naturally, we must acknowledge the deficiencies of the constabulary in allowing this to have happened. However, I assure you, when the omnibus was wheeled into the courtroom this morning, the compartment under the seat was not empty. Well, my Nipponese friend, my racist, my foreigner, me. When the carriage was submitted as evidence, doubtless you examined it in fine details with any self-respecting practitioner of the law. I did. Pray, what did you find the condition of the underseat compartment to be? He's right, there was stuff in it. Oh, to be sure, the young gentleman will be able to clear this up in a jiffy. Sorry? Go ahead, you tell the court now, fella. How this all an elaborate excuse by the desperate Lord Van Zeeks? Well, counsel, do you have something to say on the matter? Do I? I have a save scum. I'm save coming. That's what I got. How am I supposed to answer? What can I say about the state of that little compartment under the seat in the omnibus? I mean, it wasn't empty. We can check now. Let's just check real quick. Get in there. Yes, yes. Wait, the stuff is gone. I feel like there was stuff there before. There was 100% stuff in there. Don't you dare gaslight me, game. It wasn't empty. I'm pretty sure it wasn't. I really don't know if giving this answer is helping my cause as counsel, but as far as I remember at least. When I first examined the compartment, I'm fairly certain there were a number of articles inside it. Yes. Are you sure, counsel? Be whist! What are you saying now, you daft doll? I thought you were on my side here. What game are you playing? Your task is to defend the man in the stand. Why would you say something to compromise his position? I want the truth. As the advocate for the defense in this trial, I confess I'm still not entirely sure where I stand. But it seems to me that I should state what facts I do know as clearly and honestly as possible. Interesting. 'Tis not altogether pleasing, fella. I'm simply telling the truth, Mr. McGilden. Well, don't forget that you're supposed to be representing my best interests here, lad. Now then. A fella's memory is a curious thing, and not altogether reliable, no. The court must consider the facts. At their cubbyhole under the seat, it's as empty as the devil's heart, so it is. Do you think that perhaps it would be in your best interest now to admit that you might have been mistaken? No. Why? Why do I feel like something's not right? I should like the jury to weigh in on this matter, I think. Gaslighting. That compartment, this guy is just American. That compartment is designed to house equipment used to maintain a smooth run of the carriage. The Guild's rules state the omnibuses should be properly and fully equipped at all times, so it certainly wouldn't have been empty on the night in question. Beppo isn't that irresponsible. That money-lending fleecer and the pick pursers are lying. Oh. Wait, that's not fair. We won. They have to. He has to do a stupid trial. I can't believe I can't believe I was nearly taken in. The stinking rich are always stinkers. Nothing but cowards, the lot of them. What? Oh, no. It's a trick. Of course it's a trick. Beast. Great, we lost half the jurors. Quite so. I must concur here. Uh-oh. Man, fuck. This sucks. With calm, calculated reasoning, one arrives clearly at the truth every time. No, you don't. Yes, but every time a different truth. My lord, I humbly exhibit the scales of justice. Clearly, a verdict of not guilty at this time would be wholly inappropriate.
Thank you, counsel. But before we proceed any further, there is the matter of the outstanding cross-examination.
Yep, we have to cross-examine.
Counsel, for the defense, begin your questioning of the witness, please.
Yes, my lord. What just happened? The whole balance of the trial just shifted almost beyond recognition. The Reaper of the Baileys at work. Alright. So I snuck inside the carriage before they hooked up the horses just like always. What a weird... That's the only Cockney accent I'm like, curious about. I'm not like, hooked. So, you were already in the omnibus before it even set off on its run. Well, yeah. I mean, what's the point of spending a Joey to make a few bob there? That's a rum idea, isn't it? I suppose she means there's no point spending money to make money. Actually makes sense.
Counsel, may I remind you that this girl is a petty thief. Kindly refrain from entertaining her tenants.
Well, that does clear up the little mystery of the fares. 4 paying passengers had 5 pence apiece, making the 20 to which the cabman testified. And 1 little scapegrace riding for free. The red conch of a driver always goes for some grub before his last run, see? So that's when I slip into the carriage and get myself hidden under the seat. Nice and easy, right? But your hiding place is a storage compartment. Full of equipment for the coach. No. Yeah, there's brushes and buckets and whatnot in there, sure. I always chuck all that and cram it in the corner somewhere. No one ever seems to bother much. And yet, according to the report filed by the police officer who first arrived at the scene, the compartment is full of such paraphernalia. Well, I don't know nothing about that. Like I said, moved all that stuff so I could hide under the seat. That's all I can tell you. I support women's wrongs.
Seems we've reached the end of the line of inquiry. Continue.
But it was a right old waste of time. I got nothing to show for me troubles that night. Hold it! What's up, Coder? Pikmin 4 win? I'd love to play it. A waste of time. Why is that? Well, most nights I'm on my own in the gold permit, at least some of the time.
I beg your pardon. Did you say gold permit?
Oh, yeah, well, that's what my kind call it. You'd say the omnibus, I suppose. Point is, the normal run carriage ain't got no one in it for a while. And that's when you come out of your hiding place and get away. That's it. Only that night. We have to do a Dandori battle? I don't know what that is. This cove was sat on my seat from the start. And he didn't budge the whole way, did he? Not 1 inch. I was totally struck.
Do you mean to tell us that you were present in the carriage for the duration?
Yeah, Coder stealing our sub replays. Watching a duel live randomly.
You were under the seat the entire time when the events unfolded in an enclosed cabin.
Yeah. Right. Right, mister? To be sure. I was as shocked as anyone. You didn't expect to lift a cushion you've been sat on and find a child now, do you? So this Miss Lestrade couldn't possibly be the culprit then. I'll tell you can't see a blind thing in the hiding place. It's pitch in there. Hold it! So you couldn't see out into the cabin at all? Not a jot. Not a jot. Most days I push the cushion up with me head and look out the crack. Then I can have a butcher's at whom got a fiddle. I thought you were a pickpocket, not a butcher. I mean, I can have a look. Seat I get under ain't as plush as the other one, see? So most of the time, the passengers pat themselves opposite. But for some reason that night, this here Irishman spent the whole journey right over me head. And for that reason, you weren't able to push the cushion up to peek out. I see. Truth is, I ain't too happy in small dark places. Feels too much like being thrown in the clink. But it's the only place I hide in them carriages, so it's Obstin's choice. Why doesn't she just stick to picking people's pockets in the open? I'd say there's some reason that she's not letting on, judging from her demeanor. So, anyways, I was a bit scared, but I just had to stick it out under there. Nothing else for it. Then, after a while, I hear this loud bang.
Hold it!
When you say loud bang, do you mean the noise of someone falling to the floor? Could have been, I suppose. I don't remember so well. Point is, made me jump. You let out a scream involuntarily. That's right. And then I left the cushion over me head get light all of a sudden. Presumably when the defendant got up in order to help the victim. Yes. Or not. It could equally have been the moment the accused stood in order to stab his victim, could it not?
Well, girl, did you see what happened at that crucial moment?
Yeah, I saw it. I pushed up the cushion at a quick butcher's while I had the chance, didn't I? The Irishman was sitting up the bloke what had fallen on the floor on the seat opposite. That matches Mr. McGilda's account. But then, fellow suddenly turned around and looks right at me. I sunk back down again, but it was too late by then. Should have never risked looking. It's because of that swell found me. He did help me get away mine. And when Mr. McGilda discovered you, he pulled you out from your hiding place. I was scared stiff, I was. He dragged me out, sat me down on the seat and all. Next to the victim, Mr. Mason. Yeah, bloke had a knife in its guts. It was still bleeding. The carriage lurched a bit, ended up falling onto me. Ugh, how awful. Both me hands got covered in blood, made me feel sick as a dog. Both her hands covered in blood. That must be what the rooftop passenger saw. After that, I believe you talked with Mr. McGilda for a while. Is that correct? He asked me some stuff. Wanted to know me name and what I was up to and all that. And that. Then I heard something from above. Someone screamed.
Yes, Mr. First on the roof deck, one would presume.
Well, I didn't want no one to see me face, so I didn't look up. Then the horse was drawn up, smartish, and this Irishman says to me, Get back under the seat. I'll see what you can get away later. All 6 members of the jury had decided the defendant was innocent. For one brief shining moment, yes. It's clear that they are all still very unsure. If we could just find some conclusive piece of evidence among this new testimony, I'm sure we could cinch the verdict. Yes, I think you're right. I have this feeling, this niggling feeling. Something's bothering me, but I just can't quite put my finger on it.
It's a normal word. It's a little sussy. I don't know why they keep using it.
This what feeling?
Let me look at my court record. That's not my court record. This is my court record. Wait, can I just look at it normally? Let me jump over here real quick. Let's take a look. So we have still the autopsy. Stabbed once in the abdomen while journeying. Died to internal hemorrhage. We have the crime scene photo. Okay. Yep. The leather gloves. The omnibus. Oh well, let's open the door. See if I missed anything. I don't think so. Omnibussy. Thanks, Fennec Fox guy. Shut up. Okay. Okay, just kind of refreshing my brain. With the murder weapon. I'd like to look at it again. Part is the sheath. Are you alright? Sorry, yes. I just don't really like blades. This one seems like the wounds of a man with a large sword. Yes, Cosmo's soul. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, thank you. Let's look at this again. A lot of blood. Anything else on here? M. I guess maybe M still. Doggo.
The debtor's log. I wonder. Blah, blah, blah. See what he finds. Open it up. There's nothing in here either. It's just, we already know this, so. Okay, let's look again. Snuck inside the carriage before they cooked. They looked up the horses just like always. It was a right old waste of time. Got nothing to show her any troubles that night. I tell ya, you can't see a blind thing in that hiding place. It's pitch in there. Then after a while, I heard this loud bang. Nearly jumped out me scared I did. The scream just came out. Oh, I should order food. I really shouldn't, but I'm gonna. I'm gonna get sushi, chat. I deserve a treat. I would love to backseat, but I forgot what I actually did. Don't backseat me. Let me suffer. What you getting? I'm getting sushi. I'm getting sushi, chat. Or as the gym teacher in Zoe 101 says, I'm getting sushi. What'd you just call it? Sushi. This is a deep cut, if anyone remembers it. Did I order from this place? Ooh, that's not bad. I think I did. Looking through my orders, one sec. Let's see. Oh, here we go. That's nice. Dang, those DoorDash fees are terrible. They really are like, hey, get the Dash Pass or else we're going to charge you up the butt. Do you know there's a Zoe 102 now? Oh my god, I know. Hungry. I'm going to say that when I get my food. Oh, I can't get it today. Shoot. Tuesday? What the? Why does it even let me order? Okay, then we're just going to get this one. Let's see. I'm going to get crunchy, spicy tuna. Chat, I always get this mixed up. I don't know why my brain can't do it. A hand roll is like that. Like the seaweed is like rolled like that, like a cone almost. I used to pay for Dash Pass. It's too tempting. I know. I did the free trial and I was like, I'd get so fat off this. It's like a triangle cone. Okay, good. That's what I thought. Crunchy spicy tuna. I want crunchy spicy salmon hand or regular roll, and then I want. It's my last roll. What do we get? Bum 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 bum. Eel avocado maybe. I always get the same ones. Partial to poke bowls. Poke bowls. Is it poke? It's poke, right? I feel like that's... My brain is telling me that's right. There's an Oshino Coal roll. Long cylinder. This tune's so good. I'm going to get the... eel avocado. There's shrimp too, but... Oshino Coal roll? What? What's in it? I don't know. Let's take a look. Where are they? Chef special, chef to for side order. What the? Side order. Where are they? Oh, here they are. Rolls. I guess I'll use the little search feature. Oh my god, that's so nice. Oshino Coal roll. They don't tell you what's in it. It's just Oshino Coal roll. Oh, wait. Do you become an idol? I don't know. Just not saying it. It's a mystery. Jesus, expensive. Fuck. It's worth it. I really should just eat my salad like a good boy. But I'll save it for tomorrow. I'm here on my birthday to check in on my wife. Happy birthday, by the way, Keyram. How's she doing in England, and who is that on screen? We got Gina. Can we get 10 gifted to treat the good boy? No, I'm good. I'm good. This is greedy of me, though. You get those weird star's eyes if you eat it? Yeah. Gina's great. Lestrade. Her outfit's rocks. It's great. It's also kind of familiar with the guy who died in this. You know what? I will hold back. I'm just gonna have my salad. Let me grab it. I'm being responsible and not spending $30 frickin' on sushi. My life sucks. Your life gets better soon. It's pretty good. This $30 sushi arc never ends, I know. Alright, so what do I do here? It's because that's I mean, all of this seems pretty normal. There was one part that was a little sussy. I think it was in this one. So you couldn't see into the cabinet at all. Right, it's not a... I'm gonna look for him more. I like her little art icon here. Not a jot. Most days I push the cushion up with me, Ed, and take a look at the crack. Then I gotta have the butches that I'm gonna fiddle. I see. Okay, I'm gonna have a look. The seat I got under ain't as plush. Most of the time, passengers plan themselves. For some reason, that night, this year, Irishman spent the whole journey right over the Ed. For that reason, you were looking out. Truth is, I ain't too happy. Aha! Aha! Wait, that didn't happen last time, right? I'm not crazy? So I guess I had to press it again.
Excuse me.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Is something wrong, Mr. McGilded? Oh, I do apologize. Was there something the matter, Counsel? I'm just wondering if Miss Lestrade's last comment made something occur to you, perhaps. You seem to be thinking something to yourself. Oh, no. 'Twas not important. I was feeling bad for the poor lass, is all. I remember feeling desperate myself as a young lad, shut up in the dark. 'Twas terrifying, so it was. I see. Yes, I'm sure we can all sympathize. I'm still scared of the dark now. And I don't know what about yourself, but I find that the darkness seems to make everything you hear seem that much louder as well. Yeah. I suppose it does, maybe. Miss Lestrade, did you hear something that night? Anything? An unusual noise, perhaps? No, not really. All I could hear was the Irishman snoring. Be jabbers! There's no need to tell the world of me foibles, ye little scamp. What a pity. If only Miss Lestrade had heard something, it might have given us a vital new clue. Yes. What should we make of that last statement of hers? It's profoundly important. My lord, I believe the statement just made by the witness is profoundly important. Profoundly important? But all she said was that she heard nothing. Yes, which is the profoundly important thing. I'm almost sure of it. I love the adjustment of the toupee. I'm almost sure that I don't understand the inner workings of your Eastern...
Your Eastern Mind Council. Nevertheless. Racist! You will supplement your formal testimony by repeating up our statement, please.
What? Supplement? What are you on about? Don't give me all your fancy talk. I know what you're trying to do. Well, won't work on me. That's right. Insult the judge. Always a good move. I was straining my ears to work out what was going on, but all I could hear was snoring. Okay. I have to have something here for this. Oh, shit. I pressed. I meant to look at my items. You were straining to hear what was happening the entire time, since the moment you hid yourself. Not exactly, no. Sorry. Well, there was no one in the cabin to start with. Could have just pushed the cushion up, have a butcher to see what was what. But then, when I saw the swell getting on, got my head down so he didn't notice me. And Mr. McGilded sat on the seat under which you were hiding, correct? Yeah. Would you Adam and Eve it, eh? What a mog. Can you pursue things that are not things? Because I'd like to pursue this, but I think it's stupid. Let's look at the court record. So then all I could do was listen. I was waiting to jump out of there as soon as I heard him leave, see? But would he? Not likely. Even though he stopped here and there, never heard the door open. So I just had to stay put, listen, arm driving his pigs to market, snoring like an old dog he was. Any conclusion you can draw from that? I don't know. Hold on. I have to reread it again. It all seems to make sense. Yeah. Is he laughing?
Continue with the cross-exam.
Yeah, casual racism. I was straining my ears to work out what was going on, but all I could hear was snoring. Okay. Snoring. I don't really have anything to, like, counter that. The rest I've pressed on already. Press this again. When you say a loud bang, you mean the noise of someone falling on the floor. This one, too, was a little sussy, I think. Could have been supposed to remember.
Warner, maybe don't. That's right, got the cushion.
Victim.
Yep. Yeah, I saw it. Yep. Makes sense with the story.
Help me get away. Hold it! Let's do this again. So you're straining to hear what was happening the entire time. Since the moment you hid yourself. I actually have to think. Not exactly, no. So at first it was fine. There was no one in the cabin to start with. I could just push the cushion up and just look. But then when I saw this guy getting on, I got my head down so he didn't notice. And he sat on the seat. Yeah, stupid asshole. What a mug. So now all I could do was listen. I was waiting to jump out of there as soon as I heard him leave. But would he? Not likely. Even though we stopped here and there, I never heard the door open. Well, that sounds wrong, right? So I just had to stay put and listen to I'm driving. His pace to market, snoring like an old dog he was. It doesn't add up. Miss Lestrade, what you have just told the court is clearly at odds with the facts.
At odds? Are you sure, man?
Absolutely. It seems my learned Nipponese friend is not as dull-witted as I feared. So, Van Zeeks realized it too. What she said there is kind of like, I'm like super confused.
Constable, I must insist that you stop eating your salad.
Yes, my lord. I expect you to demonstrate this alleged contradiction to the court. According to Miss Lestrade, while she was hiding in the omnibus that night, she heard nothing but the sound of Mr. McGilden snoring. But think, Ryunosuke, think. Yeah, that sounds wrong. I do this to myself constantly now. There's something else she should have heard. Oh, I could show people. Right. So that's what I was thinking. I can say that, so he was the first. She didn't hear anything. He came in first. Shouldn't she have heard, one of these guys? Like Bruce or Lady first? There's 3 people in the bottom of the omnibus. It's her, McGilded, and the victim. Above, she should hear the guys above her. The 2 that walk up and go to the skylight or whatever. Yeah, I love bluffing. All I do is bluff in this friggin' game. One sec. Let's see. Yeah, I feel like Bruce is important. Like, didn't Bruce do anything? She should have heard. Let me see what she said again, just in case. She said, I was waiting to jump. Even though we stopped here and there, I never heard the door open. So I just had to stay put and listen. I'm driving. Pigs snoring like an old dog he was. I never heard the door open. So I just had to stay put and listen to I'm driving. Blah, blah, blah. I don't think I have evidence to show. If you're going up to the top, how do you get to the top though? How do you do it? Like if you're going, oh, right, the ladder here. Okay. That makes sense then. She wouldn't have heard the door open, I guess. But there's something here. I just don't know what it is. There's something else she should have heard. What? What is it? I think I gotta use my brain, chat. Let me eat this. I'm eating the brain food. My veggies. It's thinking time. No Elpers. You can do it. Veggies to fuel the mind. I think. This has me stuck. I'm at that point in Ace Attorney where like, ah shit. I'm getting a little lost here. Obviously, she must have heard something else. Let me see the original statement. Her original statement was, I was straining my ears to work out what was going on, but all I could hear was snoring. Not true. She should hear the guy screaming when he sees the stabbing, sort of. Right? I feel like that's it. Who said that, though? Fuck. There's no evidence to show that she should have heard something else. Very well, my lord. Allow me to elaborate. On a particular sound that Miss Lestrade could not have failed to hear on the night in question. The sound very clearly explained by the presence of the following person. It's Bruce, right? I don't think it was... I don't think it was Lady first. I think it was Bruce. Can't remember.
Take that!
Shit. Shit. Where was I? Where did I save before? Fuck. It was an autosave. It was 5 minutes ago on the autosave here. can take the L. I'll take the L. I'll save now. I'm usually very on top of my save scumming. But I completely forgot. I was too busy thinking about my salad. Ow. The sound of your death throes. Did I present the wrong guy? Is it Farted or whatever his name is? Ow, ow. Did I just miss it? I'll be annoyed at myself. I just couldn't remember. It was so long. It was a week ago. If I had done this one shot, I'm giving excuses.
Take that!
No, it's not him either. Okay, good. Okay, good. I'm on the wrong track. Okay, good. I just want to make sure I didn't get the wrong guy. Ow. Let me save now, so I don't have to watch the animation again and get owned. Okay. Let me think again. Maybe I'm off track. Who is it? Okay, I'll play the ad break and eat some salad. While I think. We have the ad break. If you don't want to see the ads, you can subscribe. Here's your Amazon Prime. You can look into the sub. Here's the ad break now. Thank you to the peons. We'll be back in 3 minutes. I'm just using this time to eat some salad and think. Here's the 3 minutes. We'll be right back. All right, subscribers. What the hell do I do here? Don't actually give me advice. Let me suffer. Let me suffer in peace. Before I think, this dressing, the Olive Garden Italian dressing, is so goated. It's actually like one of my faves. Eat salad, give BFE, use your big brain. I'm trying. I wish I could remember. The problem is I don't have like the conversations from before. All I could hear was Storm. So, you were straining to hear what was happening the entire time, since the moment you hid yourself. No. There was no one in the cabin to start with. Mr. McGill just sat on the seat under which you were hiding, correct? Yeah. But you got it when you did. What a monk. All I could do was listen. We need to jump out there as soon as I heard him leave. Even though we stopped here and there, I never heard the door open. I just got it in my head. That can't be true. There was no one on. Nobody's there. She was like, no, there's no one there. And he's like, well, okay, that makes sense. And so when you saw you saw him, or Mr. McGill did. Mr. McGill is the first one to come on the carriage, I believe, or the omnibus, and he walks in, sits down, she hides, then she says, "I don't hear the door open," which is impossible because the victim has to get in there, so the door has to open. That's my guess. I'll wait a couple seconds for the ad break to finish. I think that's my guess for now. Anyway, is the Italian... Does anyone else like the Italian dressing from Olive Garden? Am I just an Olive Garden boy? Chad, have I told you I worked at Olive Garden? I don't know if I have. I don't think I have. I worked at Olive Garden and worked at Outback. Watching ads on mobile and desktop, anything for my streamer. That's what I'm talking about. All right. We're back from the ads. Let's get it started. Which was the least painful? Outback by like a smidge. Outback was easier because the only thing you had to make at Outback was the bread. Outback has those, if you've ever been to Outback Steakhouse, they have this like brown bread with like butter. The servers do that. They have like a big bag of bread, and what you do is there's a little oven and you throw it into the little oven, it bakes it, and then you just grab it, and you need to grab these stupid cooking like cutting boards that are like for serving, and so you put it on a board, get a cup of butter, put the butter in, get a knife, and you cut the knife or put the knife into the bread. And that was like what you had to do. That was not just like serving. At Olive Garden, you did everything besides cooking. Like you would bake bread if there was no baker that day. If you've ever gone to Olive Garden and got a salad, the server always is making your salad, by the way. It's not like a chef or anything. They're making it. So the server has to go get a bowl, they dump the salad in, they get your order right, they put the dressing and everything, and they make it. Same with the soups. They serve you your soups as well. And so you have to do all of those things, including serving and cleaning and getting your drinks from the bar. Olive Garden servers are stronger than life. I was one of them. I had to do all of that. You also have to know your wines. There's a wine list, and they have like a little cheat sheet, but like, it's crazy. The servers control everything you want at Olive Garden. The food part is easy because you just like, that's served by the chefs, and you just like get your food and you go give it to your your table. But busy nights getting drinks was hell, because guess who was making the drinks? The bartender. And guess who's swamped? The bartender. It was a rough time. Olive Garden servers are reputable for a reason, because they do everything. All right. According to Miss Lestrade, while she was hiding in the omnibus that night, she heard nothing but the sound of Mr. McGillicuddy snoring. But think, Ryunosuke, think. Show a person. Allow me to elaborate. A particular sound that Miss Lestrade could not have failed to hear on that night in question. Sound very clearly explained by the presence of the following person.
Take that!
Yes! Oh, I'm so smart. I'm such a smarty. Veggie power! Yes, my lord. The sound that Miss Lestrade could not have failed to hear. Is that a victim, Mr. Mason, boarding the omnibus? That's my streamer. My streamer's so smart. Miss Lestrade, allow me to confirm something. You claimed earlier that you were the first person on the board of the omnibus. Is that correct? Yeah, of course it was. Got on while the driver was in the pub, didn't I? And the next person to board the omnibus was Mr. McGillicuddy. That it was. Not a soul was in the cabin when I climbed aboard. At least, not in plain sight. So, you were, to all intents and purposes, alone in the enclosed cabin for the omnibus at that time. Did I not just say as much? I wasn't traveling with anyone else, if that's what you mean. Yeah, saw him getting on, remember? Through the crack under the seat cushion. He was on his own for sure. And from what we've heard, carriage made a number of stops after that on its onward journey. During which time, did you not hear the door opening or closing at all? Nah, never heard it. That's exactly what I was listening for, wasn't it? Waiting for this swell to leave. In which case, when and how did the victim end up in the carriage? Oh! We know that the victim collapsed inside the enclosed cabin of the omnibus. Therefore, Miss Lestrade's statement about what she did or did not hear is at odds with the facts. Am I saying omnibus right? I'm gonna see. Watch, I've been saying it wrong this whole time and no one said anything in chat.
Omnibus.
Okay, good, I'm right. Omnibus. Yes, this petty thief's statement was clearly flawed.
Lord Van Zeeks.
He knew. He knew all too well that there was an inconsistency in Miss Lestrade's statement. It would seem words of thanks are in order for my learned friend. What are you talking about? You have demonstrated matters impeccably. This witness and her colorful statements are entirely unreliable. Her words are convenient untruths, nothing more. Oh. I don't like that.
Uh-oh. Grandma, come on, Grandma. Grandma! Grandma!
God damn it.
Ah! She didn't even say anything.
I didn't want to judge the dear little mite. Just because she has some rather naughty ways. But I must say,
Shaking my head.
I can't abide by liars.
And neither can I.
Mr. Foreman!
I didn't want to judge the girl just because she has some less than salubrious ways, but I must say, I cannot abide by liars.
She's not. Oh my god, she's not lying, you dummies.
Ah!
Mr. Naruto, that's 5 jury members leaning towards guilty. She's not even the defendant.
To the considerable troubles you've spared me.
Yes, very refreshing. Ah, the wine! What are you playing at? Have you forgotten what you're working for? You useless Eastern Amadin. What is that? We're achieving new levels of racism. Can you not lick your tongue on this knife?
This is carnage. It's perfect.
Juror number 2 is the only one left. Mr. Naruto, the way this is going, I know. If we can't find some new way to convince everyone of Mr. McGilda's innocence, the judge will rule and we'll have lost. I very much wanted to believe the words of one of London's most respected gentlemen, but those of us in service know we must accept hard truths. All right, rest in peace.
Hold it!
Yes!
Let's go.
Each next year, I think with a subscription for 3 months. What's up? How are you liking this trial so far? It's great. It's great. Having a great time. I'm so like lost. I don't know what's gonna happen. Which is a great sign for a trial. If Phoenix Wright has me lost, it's doing a great job.
If we consider the possibility that her statement is in fact the truth, fuck. It may shed entirely new light on this whole case. What are you saying?
Counsel!
I'm sorry, sir. Whatever you do mean.
Counsel, I will not tolerate you attempting to prorogue my adjudication. Adjudication, there we go. Explain yourself at once.
When the accused boarded the omnibus on the night in question, the victim was nowhere to be seen. Subsequently, carriage door was not heard opening a single time, as testified by the witness in the stand.
And yet, the victim's body was found inside the carriage.
If this petty thief's words are to be believed, how do you explain the victim's miraculous appearance inside the cabin of the omnibus? No way. Shit. Oh, good, I can save. Can't wait for you to finish the trial. I'm trying. We have all night to finish the trial, chat. How long is this? I'm like 4 hours deep in this, I think. Or 3.5. Don't spam clueless. Come on. Come on. Come on. He was in there already. That's impossible. She was hiding. So it has to be he was put there after he died, right? It's impossible for him to be there already because I was thinking like maybe he was like in the chest or whatever, but I don't think that makes sense. There's another entrance. Is there? Let's see. There's 2 doors. I guess you can go to the top, but there's 2 doors, but that doesn't. Yeah, I think. Why is it impossible? Because because McGilded gets in there first. I guess he could be lying, but I don't have any proof to prove that he's lying. But she also corroborated that no one was in there at first because she went in, she looked and she was like, look, there's no one in there. Then he comes in and he testifies he's the first one. And she knows that because she had to hide and she's underneath. So she's checking around. She sees no one's there. And the first person to like screw her over is McGilded. So after that, she's like, fuck, I gotta hide. So it's like impossible. At least from the evidence. I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know. Maybe I'm misreading the facts here. You just have to trust they're telling the truth. Because it just doesn't make sense. That wouldn't make sense if he was already there. She wouldn't have been able to hide. If he was already sitting before both of them, it would have to be like he comes in first and she doesn't realize it. They'd have to come in together as like one unit, I guess. The victim must have been placed in the carriage after he was killed. What was the function of that? Obviously, your last sentence. Yeah, that's not right. I guess not. I guess I'm wrong. I mean, I guess there could be another entrance. She just didn't hear it. No. There's no way. There's no way. Right? I didn't really check that one. We love guessing, chat. This is a very Ace Attorney moment for me. Just like, don't know, can't explain it. I guess there is another entrance from the rooftop, but can you open that? You know what? Let's see. Let's take a look. This is the roof. Blah, blah, blah. No, I want the... Come on. There. You can certainly see inside the carriage through this opening. There's a lamp in the enclosed cabin. So this could have been able to see quite clearly. It's not good for us. There's a latch. I wish I could see closer. But I guess it doesn't matter. Or else they would tell me. Okay. I love it's the Phoenix Wright Omnibus. I don't see another entrance. It has to be the door. Or the top, but... Unless it's underneath or something. I wish they skipped those that, like, don't matter. Let's see it from here. It's quite a large skylight. So I suppose it can't be opened from inside the cabin, at least. Okay, then maybe the top. There's that latch there. I'll try it. If the door wasn't open even once, the only explanation is that the victim entered the enclosed cabin some other way. I wonder what new fantasy you would come up with in your blind panic. Here to behold, the omnibus is here for all to see. Only one side of the enclosed cabin is furnished with a door. The other has only windows. Fixed windows, which cannot possibly open. In short, there is no entrance to the cabin other than this door. That's not true. I don't think. But there could be. There's one possibility you haven't considered. Oh, really? Yes. One other way inside that isn't the door. Another opening, the use of which allowed the victim to appear inside the enclosed cabin.
All right, Control.
My streamer's so smart. He's so good at guessing. One other way inside that isn't the door. Another opening, the use of which allowed the victim to appear inside the enclosed cabin.
The defense will identify the location of the core. Here's the omnibus in which the incident occurred. Where on earth is this entrance by which you purpose the victim entered the cabin?
I mean, it has to be here, right? It has that little latch. It's like the only thing.
Take that!
The answer is obvious. It can only be in the skylight. Okay, but I did analyze it properly. I was a bit of a deduction Andy.
I say, the skylight.
I'm so smart.
Objection! Your ludicrous proposal almost has me lost for words. However,
Objection. The skylight may be large enough for someone to pass through.
Objection!
so you claim. But do you have a shred of evidence to support your addled-brained theory?
Both Mr. McGilded and Miss Lestrade said the same in their testimonies. They each claimed to have heard a loud thud, such as the noise made by someone falling to the floor. That part did annoy me of the chapter. Yeah, right? Like, I'm not crazy. Some of this is like, okay, what the frick, man? They're just like, I don't know, into it this one, you stupid idiot. Would a man slipping from the seat onto the floor really have made such a loud noise as the witness described? A noise loud enough to cause Miss Lestrade to let out an involuntary cry, in fact.
Good gracious.
Perhaps, in fact, that was the moment that the victim made his entrance into the cabin. No, let me rephrase that. The victim didn't enter the cabin as such. He fell into it.
Objection!
You're now suggesting that the victim fell from the skylight into the cabin.
That's simply impossible.
How can you be so sure?
Because if the victim had fallen inside through the skylight, as you say, the passengers on the roof deck would have seen it happen. And yet, not one person made mention of such events in their testimony.
Well, yes, that's true. Oh, dumb fuck fell into the cabin.
Mr. McGilded.
Said nothing of a victim falling through the skylight. But it seems to me, my lord, that 'tis not so much a case of them not saying, but aye, 'tis a case of them being unable to say. What? I think perhaps the two fellas do be having something of a compelling reason not to mention what happened. Would you not agree? Fine, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Oh my goodness, surely not. Those two chaps on the roof? She's going fucking hog wild. You mean the ones who stuck that knife in the man were... She is fucking chatting it up. She is chatting. Holy chatting. I just love having it on this scene over time. She's just like me. Oh! Hold it. Ah. Just what exactly are you insinuating here? What exactly are you insinuating here, you blitherer? What is he doing? What is my guy doing?
You rotter, he said, you rotter. What are you insinuating?
He just like me for real. He's throwing it back.
This is a flaming outrage. I have a good mind to give you a blinker in a minute.
He'll give you a shiner in a minute, he said, and so will I.
Mr. Fairplay.
You're effectively accusing me, a city gentleman and well-respected banker.
And me, a very angry hatter.
Suggesting that someone like me could have stabbed that man in the guts. It's a disgrace. It's scandalous. I protest. I protest in the strongest possible terms.
He's like laughing.
That's right, I protest too about you, you rotten scoundrel.
You're going crazy. Order, order, order. There's no time, witnesses. Return to the dining room. My lord, if I may comment. It was the defense that incited this outburst from the witnesses. My learned friend has seen fit to abandon all protocol and accuse the witnesses without proof.
Accuse? I never intended to. It seems young. Stop calling him that. Your command of the English tongue is wanting. Fuck you, you stupid dummy. Who asked? Literally, who asked?
You have branded these gentlemen liars. You have intimidated their criminal guilt.
Yawn. Every witness is always in the prosecutor's pocket. Snoresville. Alucard, but racist. Yeah, like Nipponese is not racist here, I guess. But he makes it so racist that I'm like, I don't want to say it. This is racist. He is literally saying it like it's a bad thing. In our British courts of law, that is what are termed a baseless accusation. I know I was rash to put this idea forward without any actual evidence, but you can't just dismiss it. What are we wasting time for? Get them to testify.
I thought there was something fishy about that hat from the moment I laid eyes on it. We have to see the matter through now, one way or another.
If there's filth and rubbish in our midst, we must dispose of it at once. What the fuck? Dude, it's a bananas court. There's no way this is like a court on like a TV show. What are we in church? The great or good? The spectators in the public gallery they're in a complete frenzy. People riot.
Mr. Fairplay and Mr. First. My lord, you will take the stand again and make another formal testimony in reference to the indictment brought by the defense. Yes, my lord.
I didn't come here for this. There's no time to think. All I can do is keep pushing forward.
Testify. Testify.
I'd be miffed if this happened. Yeah, me too. I'm miffed. Well, you get miffed for the whole thing.
We were the only two people up on the roof deck, dead or alive. I can swear to that.
If anything that had happened where we were sitting, don't you think one of the other of us would have noticed?
In any case, neither of us knew to know the first thing about the victim. We had no reason to kill the man.
The skylight was shut the entire time, I tell you. We couldn't possibly have opened it. I hit the horse thing.
If you're so sure the victim fell through the skylight, where's your proof?
Great.
I must say, listening to this testimony is somewhat hard to imagine. How either witness could have performed any malevolent act on this open rooftop deck without the other noticing forthwith. That's right, you see.
We're innocent, I tell you. Innocent. Although, logically, of course, the argument falls down if the two of you were in collusion with one another.
Huh? What?
According to investigations by Scotland Yard, the two witnesses share no common dealings.
Ha! Well, I don't trust coppers any more than I trust the stinking rich.
This guy fucking rocks. He's a weirdo. He's a psychopath. Don't like the way he uses his tongue. He is based, though. I will say, every time he said something, he's just like, fuck cops, fuck rich people. It rocks. Something doesn't feel right here. The trial's going in our favor, really. So why do I feel so uneasy? I hate when they say that shit. And he has a knife.
Counsel for the defense over to you. Your cross-examination, please.
Yes, my lord.
Oh, Jesus Christ! How many testimonies? Do I have to go through?
Hold it!
So, at no time did the victim, Mr. Mason, climb up to join you on the roof.
Absolutely not, Dickon.
No question about it. He said none at all. Oh, but yes, of course. I remember seeing the both. I saw the victim inside the enclosed cabin talking with this man here.
Is this true, Mr. McGill?
Dear me, my lord. At the risk of repeating myself, I boarded the omnibus alone, nodded off inside almost immediately.
That's an outright lie. That's an outright lie. Without doubt, you were engaged in...
Let me stop you there, fella, and ask, do you have any evidence at all? At all? It is all about evidence in the courts these days, so it is. You do well to remember that.
I saw you with my own eyes.
For a second, my man was Midwestern. I keep dropping. I look at him, and I want to be Midwestern immediately, and I have to tell my brain, no, he's British. If anything had happened where we were sitting, don't you think one or the other of us would have noticed?
Hold it!
Well, it was on the final run of the omnibus at past 10 o'clock in the evening. It would certainly have been quite dark. Perhaps too dark.
Is this some kind of lock?
Is this some kind of joke? He said. Is that what this is? Or perhaps one of the other of you fell asleep briefly.
Are you fair dinkum, sir? Fair dinkum, sir.
Are you serious, sir? That's what he said. It's impossible, I tell you.
I'd give you the keys to the vault if you could fall asleep in that bit. If you did manage it, your eyelids would freeze shut. You'd never open them again.
That's extreme. It was extreme, I tell you. And we had to put up with it because this man had locked the door. Any true gent would have unlocked it and let me in when I knocked. I'm dreadfully sorry about that, young fella. But you see, I was away with the fairies. Didn't hear ye at all. That's a lie. I saw you through the glass. You were talking to someone. Now, 'twas a cold night as well as it was. People do be seeing things that aren't real into cold. 'Tis hardly surprising. Seeing things.
I believe we've reached an impasse.
You. Don't take it personally now, lad. If I'm a suspect in the case, then 'tis only fair that you and the other fiend are too. But in free competition is what a capitalist society is all about. Yawn. This is a competition I should like to be involved in, really.
In any case, neither of us know the first thing about the victim. We had no reason to kill the man.
Hold it!
So, you never met the Mr. Thrice-Fired Mason before?
Oh, Lume. No, not once. Never.
He'd never met the man before. He said, never, never, never. And you, Mr. First, had no prior dealings with the victim either. That's right, sir. Hatters don't have much to do with brickmakers, to be perfectly honest, sir.
No, I imagine not. You see, how many different ways can I put this? Neither of us have the remotest connection to the gentlemen who are inside the cabin. Well, that's not true.
Excuse me.
Excuse me. Mr. McGilded. Yes, counsel. What can I be doing for you? What can I do you for? Did the witness's last statement give you pause for thought? Not the remotest connection. Is that right now, I wonder?
What are you insinuating now? What are you insinuating now?
Ah, Mr. Fairplay, 'tas been too long, so it has.
Eh?
If I'm not very much mistaken, I believe 'tis fast approaching, is it not? Your repayment date.
I beg your pardon.
You borrowed 20 guineas from me, sir.
At an unconscionable rate of interest. You tricked me. It's extortion.
Well, now, is that such a begrudgery, is it? The sort of begrudgery that will motivate a fella to pass his crimes off on another.
Ah.
Big words. And young Mr. First. Me, sir? What do you want with me, sir? You do be making hats for a living, do you not? That there top hat sliding about on your head. Is that one of your own creations, is it? Oh, well, I'm still just an apprentice, you understand. I'm learning to find the perfect fit for whatever fine gent walks through the door. The perfect fit, is it? Well, 'tis a very distinctive design, so it is. Many customers like it, I tell you. They like a distinctive touch. Customers, such as Thrice-Fired Mason. There was a photographic print of the victim submitted as evidence before, my lord.
This.
Well. Nice hat, dummy. I can't help thinking that poor fella's hat looks distinctly familiar, wouldn't she say? That's one of my hats. Aye, that it is. So it would seem the brickmaker was a customer of yours. That sort of customer, I'd wager, you could have had a wee quarrel with over the distinctiveness of the goods. Oh, no, sir. Absolutely not, sir. Well, there's really nothing more to add. Would it be right to say that the two fellas here haven't the remotest connection to the victim, you see? This guy's devious. He's like Willy Wonka. I rest my case.
You little weasel.
He's better at this than I am. Gosh, Mr. McGilded has certainly been through this research, hasn't he? He's quite sussy. Please, don't let me, little interruption, hold up the proceedings. Oh. For having identified the milliner. Oh, I got the hat guy. I mean, no reason to kill the man. The skylight was shut the entire time, I tell you. Couldn't possibly...
Hold it!
Well, that's not true, right? Are you quite certain about that? That the skylight was shut the entire time?
I'm going to lose my block with you in a minute.
He's going to lose his rag with you in a minute, that's what he said.
Take a look for yourself. Go on. You see, it's shut fast now, just like it was on the night.
So it is, of course. A fellow the size of Mr. Mason could likely break right through it, still and all.
What?
Just looking at the size of the thing. You understand?
Now you hold on there a minute, sir. The size of the thing means nothing. No, not on its own. Let's consider the bigger picture here, shall we?
Let's stop biting Arcane, please. I was riding the omnibus on the other occasion when, well, I broke wind. Loudly. I shocked myself with it as it happens. This guy just told me he farted?
This is an unexpected confession, Mr. First.
Oh, I just need to say, well, the point is I tried to open the skylight. But, just my luck, I couldn't make it budge. The stench was terrible. Everyone was looking daggers at me, sir. Went as red as rouge I did.
He farted! Posting your L's. I couldn't have done it, Your Honor. I farted. Are you expecting me to sentence you?
No, sir. The point is, the skylight can't be opened. I tried and tried when I was inside the cabin of shame.
Whoa.
Excuse me.
Excuse me. Do you have something to say about that, Miss Lestrade? Miss Lestrade. It opens. The skylight. That's what we're talking about, right?
Oh. Get down. Get down, Mr. President.
Get the fuck down! All them skylights open. Dead easy. More easily than you can load that weapon? That's a lie, I tell you. Otherwise, when I broke wind, You can't do it from the inside, you mug. Oh. Look, a few weeks ago, I was up on the roof deck of one of them drags. And I had a great hole. I mean, I had purses coming out my ears.
Miss Lestrade is not for me eulogizing on the subject of your criminal activities.
Well, anyway, I had a bit of a scare. When I lifted the last bloke's purse, he got wise to me. All four of them surrounded me, so I couldn't hop off the bus and leg it. She's great. So, what I did was, I used the skylight, opened the catch, jumped right through. What? Yeah, catch from the skylights to the top side. That's why I can't open it from the cabin. The skylight opens from the roof deck. Guys, it's a literal latch on it. This chick would be so vulnerable to Fed posting. True. Hey, Luke, glad to make some Ace Attorney gameplay. Hey, yo. You get back heed in these courts?
Bailiff, climb up to the rooftop to the omnibus at once and verify this witness's claims. Sir, I can open it pretty easily. Easy.
Ah! Oh, my hat.
See?
Order! 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 His street girl statement is quite true.
I don't believe it. The skylight opens. And from the roof deck. Mr. Naruhodo. This could be the clue we were looking for.
This trial's so good. Well, counsel for the defense, please continue the cross-examination.
Yes, my lord. So, the skylight opens. Perhaps I should investigate for myself. Oh, now they're gonna let me see it. I wanted it before. So, the skylight was fastened shut before, but now the catch has been undone. We should be able to open it now. Well. You can certainly see inside the carriage through this opening, that's for sure. Yes, and there's a lamp in the enclosed cabin, so I'm sure the witness would have been able to see quite clearly. That's not good for us. I guess I can't do much else. Oh, gotcha. How do you have this vantage point? I know, right? How are they doing this? Can I want to close in and look at it. Hello? The blood. Search the carriage. Blah. God damn it. Can I not examine this? It's so annoying. Fuck you. Fuck you! Oh, I guess her name is Lestrade, yeah. I don't know if it's the same Lestrade, though. It might just be like, we just use the name or something. Because, you know, the Sherlock Holmes is Herlock Sholmes in this. You can examine it. I'm trying! Alright, let's go inside. Maybe we can see from there. Yeah, okay. Yes, it does open very wide, doesn't it? Wide enough to kick someone like you through, certainly, Mr. Naruto. Okay, ow. Can we get some LVK rotates in chat, please? Why someone like me? Ah. Whoa, what is it? Look, just here, look at this. That's, without question, it's blood.
Why would there be a blood stain there?
Wow. Surely, it can't be unrelated to the case. Nice. That's what I needed. Evidence updated. Thanks. Thanks.
Can I crush your balls?
Yeah. All right, let's save. It's crazy how little evidence I have.
Objection!
Finally, an objection. On the night in question, the victim was fatally stabbed in the stomach. And immediately afterwards, the victim's body was pushed through the skylight into the cabin below. Those are the facts and the irrefutable proof. Remains clearly visible in the omnibus that stands before us today in this very courtroom.
What? That's utter humbug! Humbug! Ah! You can't possibly have any evidence.
No, you can't. I mean, we didn't do it. I tell you, it's impossible. Irrefutable proof. Here, in this courtroom.
Counsel,
My lord.
I believe everyone would appreciate a little clarification here. Where exactly within the omnibus is this evidence to which you allude? You will point it out.
Yeah.
Got it!
Got it!
By Jupiter! Is that blood? Ag!
This blood stain proves two things. Firstly, when the incident occurred, the skylight of the omnibus was open. And secondly, the victim was already bleeding when he fell through the opening. Oh my. And so it follows that Mr. McGilded, who was inside the enclosed cabin himself at the time, cannot possibly be guilty of this crime.
No! Order! Order!
Hold it!
That's him? Hold it! But. The blood could have sprayed up there when the fellow was stabbed inside the cabin.
Wrong.
Just came back, victim fell from above. That's what we've discovered so far.
And only found its way into that one particular spot on the skylight, sure. And that would be very convenient. And let's keep it in mind that the skylight catch can only be unfastened from the roof deck. I myself wouldn't have been able to open it now, would I? But there's no way to for certain, is there? If the gent really fell through the skylight, I mean? Why don't you have a good look at the floor of the cabin between the two seats, Mr. First? 'Tis all too plain. There's the aftermath that shows the poor fella dropped from a fair height right there, so it is. No. But it can't be, it's all lies.
Hold it!
Oh, shit. My fellow jury members. Hold it! I think we can all agree that this is clear proof of the defendant's innocence.
I believe we can, yes, sir. It's clear to me now where the filthy rubbish can be found in this courtroom.
So, they thought they could pull the wool over my eyes, did they?
I just can't stop thinking of chatting with this. Every time I look, I'm just like, this is every single chatter. Pull up with a tier game. Start with like a Rhino, and you got chat like this. You should actually summon Rhino. Rhino was wrong there. If you had done Sheeran first, that would have been the right play. If you did Sheeran first, that was the right. You should have go Planet. If you do Planet, then you can do this. Why did you do it? Why did you do? You did that wrong. Why did you do that? You're so bad at Yu-Gi-Oh! And then I banned them forever.
I won't tolerate it. I won't tolerate any of the guild's characters being sullied with blood. I won't tolerate it.
Oh, I always knew that nice gentleman who gave us that delightful talk couldn't have done such a thing.
Okay, wishy-washy grandma ass.
On three then. Everyone. 1, 2, objection.
3.
Objection!
I fucking knew it. It's never over. God. It's only good backseating when it's me. Correct. A chilling performance, Mr. McGilden. Oh. And what do you be referring to there now, Lord Van Zeeks? A bloodstain from the frame of the skylight. Such evidence is null and void. Come on. Come on. Come on. For one extremely simple reason. That smear of blood never existed.
Objection!
What are you talking about? It's there for all to see. And it's clearly there.
Objection!
What? I love this stupid do not emote. It's very rare, but it's so good. What? I personally attended Scotland Yard's investigation of the omnibus. What? Fuck you. What are you, a police officer? Fuck off. The officers involved went over the carriage with a fine-tooth comb. So, I can say with absolute surety, no such smear of blood existed in the carriage. At least, not until this trial began. But, are you suggesting, Lord Van Zeeks, that this stain of blood was fabricated, my lord? Fabricated, my lord? Yes. While this court has been in session. What? What a palaver. Must say I didn't expect such cruel reasoning from a prosecutor from your stand-in, Lord Van Zeeks. But I'm Magnus McGilden, a fella known all over the capital for his fine contributions to public life. I don't take kindly to slander, and I'll fight it to the bitter end. Even if it's rolling off the tongue of the Reaper of the Bailey. Mr. McGilden, I realize that this is your first appearance in court as the accused. However, I am well aware of your involvement behind the scenes in a great many affairs of dubious nature. You're very adept when it comes to avoiding getting your own hands dirty. And each time it happens that a case you're involved in is investigated, you adapt the facts. Adapt the facts? What does that even mean? Oh, God. We're fabricating evidence again. When you wield a fortune the size of Mr. McGilden's, however ill-gotten it may be, nothing is impossible. Please forgive the discourtesy of filling my hollow chest with court of law. Tampering with evidence, manipulating the scene of a crime, bribing witnesses. He's like Godot, but like a vampire and gay. I toast your ability to concoct the most convenient of stories, sir. Tut, Lord Van Zeeks. This will not do, to be sure. Will it now, counsel? No. I think it's fair to say this all does sound like a rather far-fetched excuse by a desperate man. Blood on the skylight didn't exist, ye say. But if yous will all cast your minds back, it's not true that the omnibus there has been in the courtroom the entire time. How could anyone have possibly put a smear of blood in without the world and his wife see? Why is everyone in this game so hot? I know. Is that right now, counsel? Not right at all. It's not true. Shut up. It's literally lying. When did I add wine time? I don't even remember adding wine time. Oh, it's a global. That's so funny. It's true. The honors has been full view the entire time the court has been in session. My learned friend. Here's to hearing your opinion on this matter, in your own words. As you wish. Could someone have tampered with the omnibus during this trial? If you ask me, I think it could have been possible. As a defense lawyer, it's my job to advocate for the defendant as best as I can. But still, I feel as though there's something even more important at stake here. There is no evidence to suggest that the defendant did as my learned friend suggests. However, in terms of having the opportunity to carry out the alleged tampering, there's one possibility. Oh, good gracious. Explain yourself, counsel. Yes, there is. It seems my learned Nipponese friend has no intention of running from this deceit. Deceit? I'm sure everyone still remembers clearly the recess that we were forced to take as a result of the smoke grenade fired by the witness currently in the stand, Miss Gina Lestrade. Be careful, Mr. Nana, they'll cover your face. Bailiff, don't let the accused escape. Secure the omnibus.
I hereby call an emergency recess. Bailiff, ensure the defendant is in custody and clear the courtroom.
The courtroom was filled with smoke, and everyone was thrown into confusion. All of us were made to leave this chamber. In that brief interval, under the veil of smoke and in all the chaos, it could have been possible to steal inside the omnibus.
I guess it could happen. Is that a new slur we invented?
You're supposed to be defending me. 'Tis a wicked plot. 'Tis a plot to undermine me, so it is.
Objection!
Shut up. Whatever you think this is, it changes nothing. The facts are the same.
After this courtroom was evacuated earlier as a result of the smoke grenade, a number of inconsistencies materialized in relation to the omnibus.
Inconsistencies, such as,
Well, the blood's one. To start with, the storage compartment in E3. I knew it had stuff. I was gaslit. I took a week off to play Yu-Gi-Oh and stuff, and then I came back today and I knew it. It was empty. I knew there was shit in it. Gaslighting. We do a bit of gaslighting. When the police investigated the omnibus, this compartment was full of driver's items. Secondly, we have the smear of the blood on the edge of the skylight. As I've said, that was not present at the start of the trial this morning.
unfortunately, Lord Van Zeeks, no one is able to corroborate your claims.
That's true. When the omnibus was first wheeled out, both the storage compartment and the skylight were shut.
Accordingly, I'm afraid to say, we cannot establish with any certainty if this evidence is a result of tampering or not.
Indeed, my lord. No doubt there was not a single person who saw fit to verify such things. What do you think?
I thought I saw it, but maybe I didn't.
Or save's coming again. Can't he just ask Scotland Yard? Yeah, I know, right? Like, sorry? Sorry? About the omnibus. Is there anything else unusual about the omnibus? I don't know. A bit, I guess. Man, how much more shit can I drag out of this stupid ass thing? No. Nothing I can go. Yeah. I guess I'll bluff. Mad gay wine time. What's this notice? That's a poster for the great exhibition. Okay. This is a storage compartment. There's nothing in here. Totally empty. Something doesn't seem right. My lord.
Yes, Counsel.
There's one further inconsistency. I'm bluffing. A mark that surely could not have been present at the start of the trial.
What in the devil's name are you going to say now? If you dare betray me, you
Objection!
little maggot.
Silence, McGilden. The court awaits the defense's clarification. What am I supposed to believe here?
I shall have to ask you to elaborate, counsel.
Grr.
What exactly is this alleged mark that you claim appeared at some point during the trial?
It's the blood on here, right? It's the only new thing. That's blood, isn't it? Oh, it's just, well, it's so obvious. Yeah.
Got it!
If we consider that the victim fell through the skylight onto the floor of the cabin, you would certainly expect to find signs of blood where he landed. But as far as I recall, this blood stain on the cabin floor was not there when the omnibus was first brought into the courtroom.
Good Lord. Yes, I do believe you're correct, counsel.
Well said. Although, as advocate for the defense, one might say that was a very careless slip of the tongue. Your Honor, my streamer is so smart. Thank God that one was like a gimme. But if the question is whether that evidence is genuine or whether it was unlawfully fabricated by someone, I feel compelled to admit that there's at least a possibility that the evidence is fake. Oh, shit. Uh-oh. This trial is over. Mr. McGilded. What's up, Josh? How's his attorney's grade? I've done everything I possibly can to cooperate with the court, but 'tis all over now. But you're the defendant. 'Tis over, I tell ye. Memory, recollection, what people think they saw. 'Tis all a nonsense. Facts are what counts, and the fact is the bloodstain is there, now. Well, and over the course of this desperate trial, long and extremely drawn out as it has been, that good-for-nothing Reaper of the Bailey has failed to present any decisive evidence at all. I'm scandalized, so I am. I'd thought better of Lord Van Zeeks. Well, my lord!
I must concur with the defendant. The unaffirmed recollections of an individual cannot stand as evidence. At this moment in time, the particular blood stain in question is very much in existence, and in the absence of any credible method by which to prove its alleged previous non-existence.
Me when I don't take pictures of the entire crime scene, and then it's just, we can like just believe it. Scotland Yard is fucking useless. Am I crazy? They're just like, oh, I don't know. We just don't know. I don't know. I guess that was there the whole time. Photos aren't legal in court yet? Shut up. It's like literally not true. It's right here. More like Scotland. Oops. Your lordship can't be serious.
Lord Van Zeeks, what is your position?
Cameras haven't been invented yet. Shut up. These cops suck.
The prosecution, my lord, has no further witnesses or evidence to present. Very well. In that case, as I believe we have explored every possible avenue in this matter, I shall proceed to my adjudication. As a formality, I am of course obliged to confirm with the defense first.
What is this camera you speak of, streamer? They got cocky. That's true. As things stand at the moment, it would seem that Mr. McGilded would be found not guilty. Yes. Which would mean we won. Is that really the right outcome here? It is really all right for the trial to come to an end now, with all these unexplained inconsistencies.
Let's go.
Swag Nasty 69, thank you for the 6 months. Yippee!
Counsel, for the defense, your closing statement, please.
Yes, my lord. The defense believes... I guess we'll play like we're like good guys, I guess. I am here in this courtroom today to advocate for the defense of my client, Mr. McGilden. However, at this moment in time, I cannot in all good conscience attest fully to the defendant's innocence.
What are you saying, man?
Without any question, there is no conclusive evidence to prove that the defendant is guilty. However, there is also no conclusive evidence to prove that he is innocent.
Good gracious me.
Oh my god. He's so sick.
This is unprecedented behavior, counsel. The defense lawyer calling the accused innocence into question. Are you sound of mind?
Oh, 'twas a grand decision to appoint you as my lawyer, so it was a grand one.
What?
I must say, I didn't expect quite such an exciting spectacle at the end there, but still. Here, have this for your troubles.
Donk. Ryunosuke is such a fucking baller. He is.
Your job here is done, fella, and some fine work you've done, so you have.
What do you mean?
'Tis just the right honorable gentleman so succinctly put it before. The trial can't go on anymore. And your closing statement there was, how did he put it now? Nothing more than a formality.
He's literal villain.
I really don't know what to make of all this. Was the evidence we seen genuine, or was it fake?
His lordship would be fuming. Any unsightly rubbish should be disposed of promptly.
She's going crazy.
The stinking rich are always guilty of something. You! Mark my words! I feel terribly ashamed that I ever doubted that lovely man who gave us the park.
Now that proceedings have unfolded in this way, I am compelled to declare a premature end to this trial. Furthermore, the court must accept the defendant's plea. What the fuck?
I thank you kindly, my lord.
Now, come on. I hereby pronounce the verdict of this court.
A-T-T-Ta-T-Ta-Ta. What are you saying?
Objection!
But we still haven't determined if the blood stain in the arms is genuine or not. We don't know if these witnesses are telling the truth or a pack of lies. We have no idea about the truth.
Lord Van Zieks, my lord. The case made by the prosecution was flawed, plain and simple. If indeed the omnibus presented as evidence was tampered with, the prosecution is at fault for allowing such a disgraceful perversion of justice to take place. My sincerest apology.
Objection!
But wait! You gotta say it in Irish. Oh yeah. Hey ta 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 ta. Dude, I forgot all of my good Irish accent, man. I'm so mad. All that training for fucking nothing. Out the window. I kind of remembered it as I keep practicing. Literally going A to T to ta 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 helps. The rich would never lie to us. True. I do love the rich. I like when they give me stuff like money and gifted subs. Father Jack. That's me. When we were evacuated from the courtroom, Lord Van Zieks ordered the evidence to be secured. Hello, fuckers. Sub GCD.
I'm afraid the prosecution cannot shun responsibility in this matter.
Father jacking off. That's so unfair.
The culpability of the defendant has not, at the present time, been established by this court. Consequently, the jury will not be required to proffer judgment.
What? What? What was the point? Holy shit.
Well, Lord Van Zieks, it's been a pleasure, so it has. And as for you, my dear fellow, could have asked for a better defense.
You just tell me this has all been a grand waste of time? Yeah, literally.
'Tis the law of the land, my good man. If you'd like to pursue this matter further, you can always go ahead and try to change the law.
Magnus McGillen.
Good grief. You've more to say to me, have ye?
Just one thing. A warning. This is far from over.
Something to be looking forward to then. Wah! He laughs like Wario each time. He like drops his Irish accent. Wah! Wario! I hereby pronounce the defendant, Mr. Magnus McGilded. Damn. It's the worst not guilty ever. This sucks. Not guilty. Hey, we won, I guess. Great. Cool. Good stuff, guys. Dude, Ryunosuke has the worst life ever. My streamer's so smart. They should have examined the evidence more. He's innocent. Yippee. With the courtroom in pandemonium for the second time that day, the judge delivered his verdict. My first ever trial in Great Britain came to an abrupt end, with the defendant being found not guilty, ostensibly a victory for us. We did it, Ryunosuke! We saved the city! As it feels like when it gets a pacifist win in Fortnite. Yeah. Alright, let me play the ad break. We have the ad break coming up. If you want to see the ad, you can subscribe. Or you can use your Amazon Prime and get lucky enough to get a gifted sub. Here is the ad break now. If you will, we'll be back in 3 minutes. And if you want to hear me just stall and talk to chat, you can subscribe. Here it is. Here it is. Yes. Yeah, you got to let us get some kills, Prince. I did really bad today. Hi, Danny. Hi. Attention time. Hi, chat. Hello, chat. Me too. You did all right. So we got a guilty guy off the hook and our gay lover is dead. What a good job for Ryunosuke so far. Like I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Hi, chat. Let me grab another drink. I mean, I have my water. Just drink my water. I got 41 kills in a game. I can take the back seat. What are your rates, Prince? What are your rates? I'm tired of losing. I'm tired of being ass at this game. What are your rates? I gotta put on the gamer goggles. I'm so ashamed of myself. Literally free. The reason I'm ashamed of myself of being bad at Fortnite is because, like, I think of myself as a decent FPS player. But Fortnite breaks my brain in a way that no FPS other does. We were going to be mid together. Fortnite breaks my brain in a way that, like, no other FPS does because it's, like, it's third person mostly. And third person FPSs always are, like just, I don't know, it's just different. And it's just not, you just don't play them the way you normally do. If it's third person, it's not an FPS. Well, yeah, that's true. It's just it has FPS aspects. Like when you aim down spokes, if you aim down sights, you're in first person. Scope, thanks. If you aim down your scope, it's first person, but sometimes it's not. So you switch between those two. I don't know. The game is different. It's just a way I've just not played these types of games before. I guess I have to think of it that way. It's just not a game that I should know at all. Just new. I guess Overwatch is kind of like that too a bit, and I didn't play much Overwatch. But Overwatch is way less about aiming and shit, and it's more about your abilities. I love Overwatch. Oh man. That certainly was a long trial. Ah, yes it was. Your first ever trial on foreign soil and your first victory. It was a wonderful performance. Pocket Mercy. My heartfelt congratulations. And to you, Ms. Susato. Thank you for your assistance. I suppose we should be happy. The trouble is, we're still completely in the dark about what actually happened. Well, we didn't have enough time. But isn't it wrong? I mean, who was actually responsible for Mr. Mason's death? We don't even know that. Yeah, we don't even know who killed the guy. So it's just like, I don't know, he's innocent. Right? Like, The sole aim of the defense is to obtain a verdict that exonerates the defendant. You carried out your duty to perfection.
Aye, that you did.
Oh, good. Mr. McGilded. Ah, and that girl was with him, too.
Well, it seems the stories are true.
What stories?
About the 6 enormous fireworks they do be letting off when there's a verdict of not guilty.
What?
I'm sure you must have seen them now. Spectacular, wouldn't she say?
Yes, definitely. It's weird. You guys are weird. You British people are weird. It's kind of funny. It's kind of funny that building is what made the game unique and popular, and then as soon as they took it out, everyone was like, fucking finally. I know. Only game we're taking out a feature made it better.
I heard it a sight to behold, and to be sure it was. And I view it a thank, I suppose, for having an opportunity to see it.
Wah! Oh, I don't know about that. I'm not sure I really did anything.
What on earth are you saying, fella? You didn't walk out of here there a free man, then?
I don't think it was so much thanks to me as down to your planning.
You're a straight-talking fella, aren't you? I must say, you had me astray in the head there once or twice. But you're young and headstrong. Wahaha! 'Tis water under the bridge.
Congratulations, Mr. McGilded, on having your name cleared. But nothing's resolved.
There's only one thing that matters to me.
Oh?
Aye. They've all seen that I didn't do that odious and abstinent deed. 'Tis grand, is it not?
I suppose it is.
Now, the fine fellows of Scotland Yard can take matters in hand and sort out any wee details. They'll see for it what it is. They'll get to the truth. I've absolute faith in them, so I have. After all, I do be providing a good number of their wages with all the taxes I pay.
Wario. It's not that funny.
So then, as we agreed beforehand, 1,000 guineas for your troubles.
Oh, no. I couldn't possibly accept that much.
Ara, be whist. You're humble people, are ye? You from the east. Well, if you insist. But have this, still and all. You deserve a reward.
Mr. Magnus McGilded. Everything is ready, sir. If you'd like to follow me into the courtroom.
In the courtroom? Take the fucking money, Ryunosuke. Who cares if it's dirty money?
What's this, officer? 'Tis sooner than I was led to believe.
I hope it's not an inconvenience, sir. There were some changes to the schedule.
Well, I must be making tracks now. 'Tis the time for inspection.
Sorry? What inspection?
They're going to examine the omnibus again, so I'm told. I asked if I could be present for it myself.
They're going to examine it again now?
Naturally, I'm under no obligation to take part in any more of this matter now. But as an upstanding member of London society, I do be doing me best to help where I can. 'Tis a gentleman's duty, so it is. So then, fare thee well. 'Twas an absolute pleasure meeting you.
Sazj.
I hope you have a whale of a time while you're studying here in Great Britain.
And there he goes, a free man. Man, what a horrible trial. Oh, I forgot she was here too.
Mr. President, get down! Get down!
Don't move! Whereas I want to say, get a move on. She really does take forever to load that thing. Miss Lestrade, would you mind putting that thing down? You're a grown-up. Sorry. And I hate all grown-ups. Ah, there you are. Up. Okay.
Naughty, naughty running off like that.
Who the fuck are you? Is this some kind of picnic? Who's this little girl?
And taking that with you as well. I was looking forward to the trial run of my experimental smoke grenade launcher.
Ha! What the fuck? Why is there a VTuber in this game?
Oh, do you want to play? You won't beat me.
Excuse me, but who are you? Who did her model?
Oh, good day to you. I'm, well, the inventor, I suppose, of that machine.
The inventor?
Well, normal smoke grenades are so dull, don't you agree? White, white, and more white. If you have to be shrouded in smoke, it could at least be a pretty color, I thought to myself.
Do we have to be shrouded in smoke, though? At all? Engineer with pigtails.
I just took my eyes off it for a moment while I was changing onto a different omnibus and she pinched it. Luckily, I fitted it with a telegraphic beacon.
Tell her what's it what? Tell her what's it what? It's like... I have no idea what this girl's talking about. White, white, and more white.
Anyway, you're coming with me now, back to my laboratory. What? What for? To apologize, of course, silly, to my technician. What? You mean say sorry? You must say sorry when you've done something wrong. Surely an adult has told you that before. An adult? Huh. I don't listen to no adults. Come along then. Follow me.
Fine. Have it your way.
Oh, good. You see, I knew you'd want to do the right thing in the end.
I'm fairly sure that she wants to, what she wants is to not get shot by that massive gun of yours. I love her. She's great.
We'll be leaving now then. Bye-bye. I'm so sorry for all the fuss.
This is just like America. She's a cutie. She was a lively one. What a weird trial.
Well, do you think perhaps we ought to be on our way now too?
Yes, you're right.
But where to?
Oh, we haven't had time to find a place to stay. No sooner had we arrived in London than we had to rush here. All our traveling cases are still with the bailiff.
I was originally planning to spend today in search of lodgings.
But at this late hour in the day, I'm afraid we may be out of luck.
Don't worry though, I have a plan. If the worst comes to worst, I've heard of a lovely park where we could spend the night.
Please tell me you're not thinking of McGilded Park.
I know it may be a little chilly, but our youthfulness will see us through.
Homeless. I'm not so sure. I think a midwinter London night will freeze a young person solid just as easily as an elderly one.
Oh dear.
Oh my god, she's crying. Don't cry, Susato.
That doesn't sound agreeable.
Now I'm starting to regret turning Mr. McGilded down. Yeah, nice guineas, dumbass. That 1,000 guineas would have paid for a lovely warm room. Stupid idiot. You moron. You frickin' idiot. You stupid bastard. And so, the trial to determine my worthiness for the study tour was over by the end of our first day in London. However, as we were soon to learn, there were more trying times ahead. Just as the Reaper of the Bailey had warned, the case was far from over. Is that it? Is that chapter 3? Oh, Shazbot.
What's going on? Get the fire brigade! Water! Bring water, quick! What the? How did this happen?
I don't know, sir. By the time I got here, it was already engulfed.
No one was supposed to be allowed in here before we started investigating.
Scotland Yard is so useless. Most useless.
No. Oh, good God.
Jesus, someone's in there.
There's someone in there.
This can't be.
I'm glad I had the right voice for him. Speak! Speak, I need your voice. Fa! Can he not be so hot and... Oh, that's it. That's it. Oh, we got a little Steam notification. The Realm of the Reaper. Anyways. Damn, he's dead. That's crazy, dog. Doggo, it all worked out. Oh, jeez. Okay. Episode 4. Wow, we did it. Wow, I still have the second game. I forgot there's 2 games to this. That was a good trial. It makes me feel so annoyed and sad, but I know they're going to hopefully follow it up, but Jesus. 10 cases total. More, please. Waiter, please. More Great Ace Attorney, please. Waiter, please. Start the next episode. Waiter. You don't have the bonus one unlocked either? The Adventure of the Gay Homosexual? I don't know what you're talking about, but... Please, sir, can I have some more? You guys want me to start episode 4? I'm gonna have to break this into like little 2-parters. Let me fuck with my chat a bit. No. True chatter. You know what I can do? How does that look? I can't really see it very well on my screen. That looks smoother. Chat looks nice. You're looking nice, chat. Okay. BFE, BFE. Instead, you should die. I got energy. I got 1 more hour in me. I'm feeling pretty good.
I begin to think, Wilson, said Sholmes, turning his head languidly in my direction, that there is more to this case than that which we have observed. Indeed, that there may be another part to this story that we are yet to discover. His eyes wandered, following the steam rising from his cup of herbal tea, leading him to the distant memory of that snowy evening. To the young lady collapsed on the pavement along Briar Road, and to the knife in her back. Lit in the soft glow of gas lamps, a most extraordinary scene had been set. And under the cover of a light fog, the curtain had risen silently on the insoluble mystery of our invisible killer.
Ooh. As Ryunosuke would do. Did you sleep last night, Mr. Naruhodo? No, not at all. It was an enormous hotel, wasn't it? The rooms were so luxurious. I felt like we were staying in a palace. With all the gas lights twinkling, it was brighter than day even in the middle of the night. What about the enormous beds? After my time on the SS Buria, I wasn't going to waste a single inch of that space. I spent the entire night rolling from one side of the mattress to the other. She's so cute, look at her. Oh yes, it really was the sort of night you can only dream of normally. Except, when I learned that we owed £3 for the rooms, that dream quickly turned into a nightmare. Oops. 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 Whoops. Sorry about that. The building was so impressive and the entrance was so inviting, I just wandered in without thinking. That's totally me. Me when I go to a hotel, this place looks so nice. Can I get a room? Haha, must be cheap. In a lodging house in Japan, that sum of money would put a roof over your head for a whole year. What the fuck? What is the currency exchange rate in this game? Am I crazy? It's like £3 and it's like, yeah, that'll get you a house in Japan. £3? What the fuck? I just noticed the new Ace Attorney overlay. It looks good. Very cute. Thanks, GCD. It's wild for the time period, right? Like, even in, like, this is set in, like, 1900s, right? It's not that far off. Oh, she's crying again. I did try, but I'm afraid I couldn't help my tears when we were presented with the bill. I really am sorry. Well, never mind. We must find some more affordable lodging straight away, though. If we're not careful, our entire stipend will be used up in 10 days or less.
London is a scary place. You said it, brother. Ah, good morning to you at this early hour. I forget the voice I gave him. Oh, yes,
Good morning to you, Lord Chief Justice. We have come to report on the outcome of the trial at the Old Bailey yesterday.
Suzaku-san is amazing. She's a bat an eyelid, even in the presence of the imposing Lord Strong. Look at his eyes. Yes, I believe you had a very comprehensive initiation into British courtroom practices.
Oh, yes, it was very, eye-opening. Thank you. And in accordance with your instructions, Lord Strongheart, Mr. Naruhodo performed his duty to the end.
Yes, I've already been apprised of events. You conducted a remarkable defense. You may consider the test passed. Oh! No longer you, student from the Empire of Japan. You may henceforth claim to be a fully fledged lawyer. My country is delighted to welcome young talent from such a remote eastern land.
Apparently, 3 pounds about this age would be around 470 pounds by today's rate. That's like, okay, that's a pretty expensive hotel. That's like a $400 a night hotel. That's like ritzy, for sure. But $400 gets you a roof on your head in Japan for a year. Thank you very much. So I'm a lawyer now.
Now, in view of your new appointment, I have a fresh case in mind for you. I'd like you to take it on at once. I trust that won't be a problem.
Another case already.
Nothing trains a lawyer better than practical experience. I'm sure I don't sense dissatisfaction, do I?
No, I'm just a little tired. It's just that yesterday's trial ended unusually. I haven't quite come to terms with it.
470 pounds, like 650. It's like 600 something bucks. Yeah, 650. Dang. 650 bucks got you a long way back then.
What's to come to terms with? The man was cleared.
Oh, what's to come to terms with? The man was cleared. What more were you hoping for? The truth? The British should try Maoism. Okay. Now we're on to something. BRB, figuring out if Mao can help me out in my my apartment. The culpability of the defendant has not at the present time been established by this court. Consequently, the jury will not be required to proffer judgment.
Oh, Lord, and it's a pleasure, so it has. And as for you, my dear fellow, couldn't ask for a better defense. He 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 he. Ha 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 ha.
Wah ha ha ha. Wah ha ha ha. Wah ha ha ha. Wario.
I just can't help wondering if Mr. McGill really was innocent. Mr. Naruhodo, it's just that I never managed to ascertain the truth. And then the trial ended.
Well, you needn't let it trouble you for a second longer.
What do you mean, Lord Strongheart?
Magnus McGilded passed away immediately following the trial. He was in there! What the frick? Oh my god, rip that bozo! Holy guac! We should have taken the money. Oh my god, how... Ryunosuke, you fucking dummy. Actually, it's very on point that Phoenix's ancestor is really, really bad at making money, because that's exactly what Phoenix Wright is like. Poorest law firm in history.
This is why I always take the fucking money. No. What? Mr. McGilded is dead?
The birds. I have 19 minutes and 41 seconds until my next engagement. Time enough to talk. Let's talk it up.
I don't understand. What happened? How could he be dead? After the trial concluded yesterday, there was a great commotion in the Old Bailey. As you'll presumably recall, an omnibus had been wheeled into the courtroom. Yes, of course, that was the scene of the crime which Mr. McGilded had been accused of. Precisely. Well, while the bailiff's attention was diverted by some other matter, the omnibus went up in flames. No. How could such a thing have happened? That is being investigated as we speak, but already... The police have identified a corpse, found inside the charred shell of the carriage as that of McGilded. That's awful. The man must have slipped inside whilst the bailiff's attention was elsewhere. That bailiff really needs to pay more attention. And how could that have happened? That is also being investigated as we speak. Thinking back now, immediately after the trial, Mr. McGilded did mention going back to the courtroom to look at the omnibus. Yes, yes. Well, I must be making tracks now. Tea is time for the inspection. What inspection? They're going to examine the omnibus again, so I'm going to help. Yeah, how's there not bird poo everywhere? Good point. Has there been inspection of the omnibus? Not to my knowledge. I don't believe Scotland Yard had any intention of re-examining the carriage. But then who was Mr. McGilded talking about? Never mind that now. The Yard is making a thorough investigation. This matter is no longer any concern of yours. Leave it to the police. Poor Mr. McGilded. So, how did you find your first taste of our country's Supreme Court? Oh, well, I don't know. I mean, it was, wow, eloquent. Mr. Naruto means that the whole experience was steeped in the solemnity of Great Britain's long history. It's really a world apart from our own judicial system in Japan, which is only a few short decades old. Wow, Suzato-san has a way with words. And you seem to have a way of failing to find the right ones. Ow. Ow. You might be right. But ow? The judicial system here is the most advanced in the world. Learn all you can. The most advanced in the world, is it? Boom your ass. Damn. It was fortunate that your very first trial was a simple affair. Simple? That was simple? As I believe I mentioned yesterday morning, it was a trial you couldn't lose. I don't mean to be contrary, Lord Strongheart. The case was anything but simple. The circumstances of the case were so incriminating. I was stunned when I first heard them. In fact, I'm still finding it hard to believe that we managed to get a favorable verdict. Is something funny? No. My apologies. However, the fact is that you did receive the not guilty verdict you set out to achieve. And that can only be attributed to exceptional talent. Wouldn't you agree? Well, I don't know about that. Well, never mind. You exceeded my expectations, I freely admit. That much at least is an undeniable truth. Which is precisely why I prepared the new case for you that I mentioned before. What's going on? What is going on? What is he going to say before? Could you perhaps give us some more details about the new case you mentioned? Don't tell me. It's a murder. The trial starts in 10 minutes. Don't worry. It's nothing so alarming or quite so urgent as your last assignment. In fact, this case is completely different. Oh, I see. Did he just read my mind?
He just read my freaking mind!
That is to say, no one has died as yet. And the trial will not be today. There's plenty of time to research the case thoroughly. 23 hours, 43 minutes, 19 seconds, to be precise.
So the trial's tomorrow.
Ah, yes. One whole day. You have an entire day. Lucky you. Is everything all right? Oh, yes, I'm just a little confused is all. Yesterday's trial was, well, it's left me wondering if I'm really cut out for being a lawyer. This man can't even relax. Oh, Mr. Naruto. I don't know if I could face standing in that courtroom again after Mr. McGilded's trial. Ah, yes. I nearly forgot. There's one similarity with yesterday's case. Please, no. Once again, there's currently no one to advocate for the defense. Oh. If the situation remains unchanged, the trial will start tomorrow, with the defendant unrepresented. And if that happens, I need not remind you of the inevitable outcome. The most terrible end awaits the defendant. Yes, that's right. Here we go again. Your time is up. You'll have to excuse me. I would advise you to begin making preparations for tomorrow's trial. After all, the clock is ever ticking. There is now but 23 hours, 26 minutes, and 39 seconds until the court sits. Last time he mentioned the 23 hours, he said there was plenty of time. And one more thing. Mr. Naruhodo, there is something I should like to ask you. What's that? Yesterday, you remarked upon something. That you intend to see through the will of your late compatriot, Mr. Asogi. Uh-oh. I would be interested to hear what exactly you mean by that. Inside 34 seconds. Oh, well, Cosmo always used to say, you know, that he wanted to learn how the greatest justice system in the world worked so he could change ours in Japan. Now that he's gone, I'd like to work towards that myself. And there's another thing. Oh, another thing. Continue. On the way here, on the steamship, he said something to me. There's something very important that I have to do. Something very important. And what exactly would that be? He never had a chance to tell me. I suppose he would have done if he'd ever made it to here. You're out of time. Well, thank you for enlightening me, deception. Mr. Naruto, what's all this about? Mr. Asogi never once mentioned anything of the sort to me. I urge you both to focus your attention on the matter at hand. Oh, it's Scotland Yard. I've taken the liberty of summoning the police inspector in charge of the case. He'll be able to praise you for the details. How long has he been there? So, I wish you the best of luck and bid you farewell. There's something very important that I have to do. Kazuma-sama, what did you mean? I wish I knew, but honestly, he never told me. Anyway, we'd better talk to the detective, don't you think? Yes, you're right. Gregson. Is that his name? I hope I'm just imagining it, but I wouldn't say he looks pleased to see us. Is he eating something? Look at these menacing metal giants facing each other across the room. I believe they're suits of armor. Oh, right. Thought maybe they were like the lion dogs we have in Japan, guarding shrine gates. No, not at all. In fact, in Europe, suits of armor like those are always possessed by evil spirits. What? And they roam around in the middle of the night. No? Really? Is there nothing you don't know, Miss Susato? This book tells me everything I need to know about everything. If you're ever unsure, just ask. Where did she get that incredible tome? I love that he believes her immediately. He is creating food. This man discovered the infinite food glitch. Funk. Infinite fish and chips. Funk. Hungry. Could we trouble you? What do you think? Lovely weather, isn't it? What's the weather got to do with anything? Wait, I don't know this guy. Oh, God. Listen to me, you young Japanese upstart. Some frippery about the weather doesn't get every English gent eaten out of your hand, you know? Susato-san told me it was foolproof. Oh my God, he'd be eaten. I'm a busy man, a very busy man. There's a crime scene to investigate, but I'm here. I have to give the likes of you a talking to. Oh, I'm ever so sorry. Can you imagine what the other officers there will be saying? Haven't seen Gregson everywhere, have you? No, he's too busy with the bigwigs these days.
And all because of some bumpkin who's here on a jaunt from a country I've never even heard of. Hear that ripping sound? That's my reputation at the yard. Go into tatters.
There's no need to rip us apart as well. He is eating. He called us Japanese. He didn't say Nippon. I don't believe we've been introduced. This is Mr. Ryunosuke Naruhodo, a defense lawyer.
Eh?
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I'm Mr. Naruhodo's judicial assistant.
Yep.
It's lovely weather we're having today, isn't it?
It's unseasonably fine, I grant you. London winters don't see a lot of sunshine.
Unbelievable! How did she pull that off?
So, Lord Stronghart asked me to fill you in on the case.
She's got Riz. She's got that mad Riz.
The name's Tobias Gregson. Inspector Gregson to you. I'm from Scotland Yard.
Gregson. Inspector Gregson?
What's the matter with Susato-san?
Does this detective's name mean something to her?
What's up, Inspector?
Inspector, are you perhaps the Inspector Gregson?
I don't know.
You're acting like you know this man, Miss Susato, but he's a London detective. Oh, I do know him. Very well, in fact.
Very well.
Yes, he features prominently in the adventures of Sherlock Holmes. Oh, in that publication. What's it called again? Rants Magazine? That's right. Inspector Gregson and Mr. Sholmes enjoy a wonderful, friendly rivalry.
Really?
You rival the great Mr. Sholmes? That's incredible.
Oh, well, I don't know about that. Mr. Sholmes isn't a professional like myself, of course, but he does come up with the goods from time to time.
Mr. Sholmes is equally complimentary about you, Inspector, isn't he? You've earned his highest praise. Gregson is the pick of the bad lot of all the Scotland Yarders. Those were his own words.
That's his highest praise.
Well, Mr. Sholmes isn't particularly known for giving compliments.
That he is not, and thanks to that magazine, my name's known all over London town now.
That's great, isn't it?
I have to admit that to start with, I was a little, well, flattered by all the attention. Everyone wanted to shake my hand, and my reputation at the yard went through the roof.
Well, that's wonderful.
No, it's not. There's nothing more sinister than the man on the street. People are always looking at me now. They're whispering rumors about me under their breath, I'm sure.
Rumors? Are you quite sure?
He's changed since he started He's changed since he started appearing in the stories. The fame's gone to his head. Stuff like that.
Gosh, do you really think people are saying such mean-spirited things about you?
Like I said, they whisper, so I can't catch exactly what they're saying. But I know what folk are like. I'm sure that's what they're saying. As sure as eggs is eggs.
That's a classic British saying. I get the feeling this detective could be very hard work. Oh dear, perhaps the sudden rise to fame does change people. So, about the case the Lord Justice, Short Chief Justice mentioned before?
Nothing to tell, really. As far as we were concerned at the yard, it couldn't be simpler.
Oh dear, that probably means that as far as we're concerned as lawyers, it couldn't be more complicated. I wish you were wrong about that, but I have a nasty feeling you're right.
A young woman was walking along the pavement on Briar Road when she was stabbed from behind. Fortunately, it wasn't fatal. She's still laid up in the hospital, unconscious.
That's despicable. What sort of coward would attack the poor woman from behind?
I suppose you would have finished whoever it was off with a Susato takedown, would you? Susato takedown mentioned. Does this to you?
That is neither here nor there, Mr. Naruhodo.
Susato,
take him down. Take Ryunosuke down.
brace yourself, Ryunosuke. You've angered her. Anyway, after something of a whirlwind of an investigation, the criminal was arrested. He barely had time for a cup of tea after the incident took place, to be honest. So, there must have been something left at the scene that led you directly to the culprit.
Or perhaps a reliable witness who recognized the person in question. Let me stop you right there. You're wasting your time on this one. Sorry. There's nothing you could do. There's no way to help the bloke now. Why ever not? Simple. The prosecutor that's been assigned to the trial tomorrow is Lord Baroque Van Zeeks. God fucking damn it. No! Sounds like you've heard of him then. Oh, yes. We're very familiar with Lord Van Zeeks. Believed to be the harbinger of death itself. The Reaper of the Bailey. Oh, great. Lord Baron Van Zeeks, we faced in court only yesterday. Mr. McGildy told us about him before the trial, didn't he? When Van Zeeks stands for the prosecution, they call the accused his sacrificial lambs. And in every single trial in which he's been the prosecutor, the accused has been damned. Except mine, bitch. This Reaper of the Bailey nickname, I suppose he's earned that because every defendant he advocates against is found guilty. Well, if that's the case, we should inform you, Inspector, that in yesterday's trial against Lord Van Zeeks, Mr. Naruto secured a verdict of not guilty.
Huh. What of it?
Oh, well, I think... That means that even against the Reaper of the Bailey, it's not impossible to save the defendant.
No, you really do not have a clue, do you?
What do you mean?
Oh, he put the fish and chips away. What happened to the bloke in the end, eh? He's dead.
Ah,
Magnus McGildy became a cropper in that omnibus when it went up in flames. So you can't rightly say you saved the defendant, can you?
what the fuck? That has nothing to do with the trial, you fuckhead. What are you saying?
Look, if Van Zeeks could get the dirt sicked on everyone, he'd be a miracle worker. But that's not how it goes. He doesn't work miracles. He works magic. Black magic.
What?
I'd have a good long think about that if I were you.
They think it's him? Are we really supposed to believe that?
Right. Well, I filled you in as requested, and I'm very nearly out of chips.
Really, your infinite chips?
So, I'll be heading back to the crime scene now. We're still carrying out a few investigations there.
It was Briar Road, you said, didn't you? Where the incident took place?
That's correct, ma'am. And if you head over to the holding cells, you can meet the criminal himself.
You've branded him a criminal already.
He's as good as shaken like a leaf in his cell. He is. It'll give you a chuckle, if nothing else. He's inmate 53. Speak to the jailer, and he'll show you the way.
Inmate 53. Thank you. It's not that he has a 100% success rate, it's that the accused is always damned. So there's no helping anyone against the Reaper of the Bailey, they say. Is something trouble you, Mr. Naruto? To tell the truth, when I recall the trial yesterday, I can't stop myself from shaking. The idea of facing the Reaper in court again is... Well, if you think it's too much for you, there's no shame in turning the case down. That takes courage, too. But if the man they've arrested is innocent, you could well imagine he would be shaking like a leaf in his cell. And I, for one, wouldn't find the sight of that funny. So, if I'm honest, I'm still reeling from the shock of yesterday's events myself. I'm not really sure if I'll be able to help this man, whoever he is. I'd like to try. So I'm thinking to make some inquiries. Will you help? Do you really think you had to ask? After all, I am your judicial assistant. Let's go! That's my judicial assistant. Thank you. So then, shall we? Let's go! Alright, we're getting a bona fide investigation. Let's go to the prison first. Always gotta meet the client first. Oh, it's just a straight up prison cell. So, these are British prison cells. Honestly, just looks like our hotel. Oh, they're ghastly. Feels just like a dungeon. Yes, and having experienced it in Japan myself, I can assure you that our wooden cells feel a lot cozier than these cold stone walls. Oh, don't, Mr. Naruto. You're making it seem worse. Don't make her cry. Don't make her cry, Ryunosuke, or I'll kill you. Jail, Japan. Pog. Apparently, our client is in this cell here, but it's so dark in the back I can't make him out. Inmate 53, your legal representative is here to see you. Stop hiding in the back of the cell and show your face at once. Am I a cat as yet with no name? Calling me by a number. It's utterly, unbelievably, unjustly, unreasonable. I refuse to answer. Mr. Naruto, what do you think is going on in here? I have no idea. But I wasn't just hearing things, was I? The tirade of complaints was in Japanese. Hello. Okay. Hi. What's up, man? His eyes. Those eyes. Those eyebrows. Speaking of Fooly Cooly. Those eyebrows. Shh. Quiet. They're all around. Hiding. I know they are. They're watching. Listening. Even now. I can sense it. Look at his sweat bead. Right. So, can I ask you... There you are. You've come to curse me, haven't you? Don't try to hide it. You're a ghost. A ghost? She really is just... We mean you don't harm prisoner-san. Are you Japanese by any chance? I don't think he is. Oh! His eyes changed. This is beyond my wildest dreams. Forgive me for the outburst before. I'm so sorry. Oh, it's fine. We were just a little surprised, that's all. I guess he's speaking in Japanese, so I can give him any voice I want. Imagine it! It's been 12 long months since I left my hometown, and here I am, in a frightful fix in a foreign land! So hearing the sweet, sentimental tones of a compatriot's voice here in this damp, dark hellhole was a most monumentally moving moment! Who is he? Mr. Crocker? Who would have guessed that this new client Lord Strongheart assigned to us would turn out to be a fellow Japanese? He's kind of baby girl. Look at his eyes. What compassion for my fellow countrymen show to dispatch a first-class lawyer all the way from Japan to defend a mere foreign student. Noble, nurturing, never failing, Nippon! A first-class lawyer? Oh dear. I think there's been something of a misunderstanding here. I wonder, would you be so kind to tell us what's happened? Why you've been detained as a suspect, for example? Yes, I can. I will. Shan't stay sullen and silent. I'm not quite sure I understand what he means, but he seems happy. Yeah, he does. I just hope he actually has a good reason. Thank you for your cooperation. I am a lawyer. As you said, my name is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. And I am Naruhodo-san's judicial assistant, Susato Mikotoba. I am a visiting student sent here by our government. Notoriously named Natsume. Soseki Natsume. Real ass person? It literally is. Oh, he does kind of have that mustache. He's a novelist. One of the most culturally significant writers in Japanese literature, and was a contrived little man. What an unusual name. Call me Soseki, please. I'm a poet, you see, a writer of haiku. I think I've got a nice voice. It's something of a nom de plume. Nom de plume. You mean an alias? That's right, Naruhodo-san. No! Don't be so prosaic. It's much more refined than that. And haiku? That really reminds me of home. Did I hear you say that you were a visiting student sent over here by the government?
Yes, that's right. A year ago, I was told to go and study English. First, I had to suffer that misery. Now this, it's beyond the pale.
Suffer that misery? Did you not want to study here? No, I mean, I've had an interest in Great Britain for some years, of course.
Oh. But just because the government tells you to do something, does it mean you can do it? No!
What do you mean? What do you mean?
If they told me to study English literature, that I could have understood. That's my field. But no, they told me to study the English language. Utterly unbelievable, justly, unjustly, unreasonable.
I see. Only the other day I was told to send a report about my first year here. I tendered a blank piece of paper.
Wise words on whitewashi. I love Susato.
You must be a man of great standing.
Oh, yes. So I'm often told.
And often like to be told, it seems.
Accusation.
Could you perhaps tell us exactly why you've been arrested, Soseki-san?
I didn't do it. I didn't commit that atrocious murder.
Murder?
Oh, no. It's all right. The woman didn't actually die, did she? But she was stabbed with a knife right before my eyes.
Before your eyes? You mean you saw the attacker?
I didn't see anyone. What? If I'd seen the person who did it, you think I'd be locked up in here?
Oh dear. It seems this case is becoming rather complicated.
Why me? Why me? Why did that silly woman have to be stabbed in front of me? It's the curse of London. It's incredibly, inexcusably, irritatingly inconvenient.
This guy rocks. So, Soseki-san was there at the scene, but he didn't see the attacker. It's vital that we find out more about the case.
All right, tell me more. Flip it up. Yep. It was an accursed evening, just after the snow had started to clear with heavy fog. I'd been to the bookshop to buy some books, and I was on my way back to my accursed lodgings.
Sure the bookshop wasn't cursed too? We love Soseki. We love Soseki in this house.
As I was walking along the accursed pavement, I could make out the sole silhouette of another head ahead of me. A woman wearing a green overcoat she was, and just as I went to overtake her, she suddenly let out a little scream and collapsed onto the cold, hard slabs of stone at my feet.
How terrible.
I called out to the woman, but she didn't move. It was like a ghostly, ghoulish, grim graveyard.
They're all G's, alliteration. Soseki supporters stand strong. Slight exaggeration there, perhaps.
I was terrified. I had to get away from there. So I ran as fast as my legs could carry me back to my accursed lodgings.
That's no good.
They'll say it was shameful, I know, to run away like that.
Tell me, Soseki-san, the victim an acquaintance of yours?
Don't be ridiculous. Do you think I know any of these fair-haired English, and a young woman at that? I'm diffident, shy, timid, unsure. I can't talk to people.
So relay, so tight. Thanks. Appreciate it. I see. And at the time it happened, who else did you see nearby? Did anybody pass you?
Regrettably, apart from myself and the woman, I didn't see a soul.
No one?
Oh, great. God, yeah. What's up, Mambo?
So, the victim was unknown to you, and there was nobody else on the street at the time. That creates something of a conundrum, doesn't it?
What conundrum? Oh, great. Jeez.
What do you mean, Susato-san? What's the conundrum? According to Shu Takumi, Soseki's relatives said the game's developers could do whatever they wanted with it.
That's so funny. They were like, yeah, sure, whatever.
Well, if what Soseki-san has just told us is true, there's something I can't explain. He says that he didn't know the victim and that there was no one else at the scene. Then he apparently fled without having been seen.
I did!
But if that's the case, Surely this man has to be the culprit.
Ah, you! What did you just say?
Nothing. I didn't say anything. That was in my head. Oops. Perhaps I thought that a little loudly. Actually, that's not what was troubling me. What I was thinking was, how did Soseki-san actually come to be arrested? Oh, yeah. What? If he ran away, how did they know? He didn't touch the victim, and there was nobody at the scene to see him. So how did the police ever discover that he was there in the first place? Oh, yeah, she's right.
It was him. That accursed great detective. He led the police to me.
Of all the bad luck. Oh, no. You son of a gun. Accursed great detective. Could it be? Get shomed. I shall never forget that man's. I shall never forget that man's name as long as I live. His haughty laugh and his self-proclaimed greatness. Brash, big-headed, busybody, be gone. Oh my God. May you be cursed until the end of your days, Hairlock Sholmes. I knew it. Mr. Sholmes? Oh my God. Well, I didn't expect to hear that name from this man's lips, that's for sure. It was the morning after that nightmare had unfolded on the pavement before me. I was gnawing on a silver of hard cheese when some men suddenly burst in through the door. They started shouting at me, "This is the police, put the weapon down!" Yes, it was a thin sliver, and yes, it was hard, but I wasn't eating a weapon! Disgusting dietary discrimination devils! Just eating raw cheese in the night? Chat, that's like a normal thing. It's like a normal night, really. That's like a guy thing, you know? Just like me. True. And there he was, in the middle of all the policemen, grinning like a Cheshire cat. That Herlock Sholmes! It's actually just Herlock Sholmes. He's English. I've since found out that he's a famous name in detection here in London. Hell, that's what I'm doing right now. Or a girl thing, you're right, or an MB thing. Yes, the great detective is really very well known. And his overly sharp mind managed to deduce my whereabouts, apparently. He thinks I'm the knife-wielding madman, me, this weak-stooped kitten of a man! I wonder what great deduction process led him to his conclusion this time. Do you mean to say that Mr. Sholmes' deduction was the only reason the police arrested you? That would be really most unreasonable. Well, the thing is, I was thrown into the panic when they barged their way in. Uh-huh. Of course you were. That's the only natural. I was terrified and trembling, and they kept throwing question after question at me in impossible English. Fiendish foreign flammery! Well, we are in England. Can't really blame them for questioning you in English. Good point. But my mind went blank. I knew I had to answer, but I didn't know what to say. So I just kept repeating things like, "Yes, I do," and "I'm fine." Next thing I knew, I was in manacles. And before I knew it, I was thrown in here. Oh dear, I'm afraid that's hardly surprising. I'm fine. He's not fine now. Shut the fuck up Fridays, dog. Mr. Naruto Esquire. You can just call me Mr. Naruto. And when we're speaking English, a simple Mr. is more than enough. Oh, yes, all right, yes, they've really got to me. This country is poisoning my mind. But please, I beg you to defend me in court tomorrow. You can tell them what really happened. You'll do it, won't you? Well, Why? Why is it so hard to say yes to me? Well, the thing is, I'm just a student like yourself, on a study tour. A student? I have defended a case in the Old Bailey. Only the one, though. But at this moment in time, I really don't know what I'm supposed to believe in. I'm confused about what justice in this country even means. Oh, Naruto-san. I'm not even the foreign student who was supposed to be here. I'm sort of a locum lawyer, I suppose.
But that armband, that's the mark of a defense lawyer from our great empire.
It's a keepsake from the man who should have been here. He was my best friend and my lover.
Ah, a keepsake.
I know exactly what they're saying about me. Oh, what do you mean?
The lawyers, all the British defense lawyers, they won't defend me.
Goodness, why? Why do you say that?
For the same reason as you noted before, when it happened. Sorry for the yawn.
There was only the victim and myself around, and I ran away from the scene of the crime. I'm not a fool. I know it looks as though I must be the culprit. It must be very hard for you, Soseki-san. They're all racist. And anyway, I'm a student from overseas. I'm just a foreign nobody to them, someone not to be trusted.
I heard them openly laughing about me before, in my earshot, without any compunction at all. Any trial for this man would be a waste of time, they said. And, of course, the foreigner did it. They even had the gall to say, the man doesn't understand half of what's being said anyway. That's awful.
They're wrong! I've studied more English than half the policemen out there on the streets. I've traveled halfway around the world to learn about these people's country and its great history.
But no one wants to hear to listen to a man with a strange accent. They all hate me. So, at the very least, I'd like to entrust my fate to someone who can listen to me in my native tongue.
You could do it, couldn't you? When I look into your eyes, I can see it. I can see what you've been through. Soseki-san, it's just that... Now, we do have the ad break. If you don't want to see the ads, you can subscribe. It's probably the last ad break for the evening. If you don't want to see the ad, subscribe or Prime or dodge the ad. We'll be back in 3 minutes, okay? 3-minute ad break. Here it comes. Here it comes. 3 minutes. 3 minutes. I can get water. Woo! Hello, chat. How are you? How's chat today? Hi. Hello, Leah. Hello, everyone. Hello, everybody. We back. I'm in despair. Don't be in despair. Be in hope. Zitsubo. Kibo. Give me a little time, please. I love Ace Attorney Strabes. I'll do what I can for the time being. What do you mean? We shall investigate the case as thoroughly as possible. If we can find some clues, it will give us a much better chance, I'm sure.
Oh, yes, thank you. I'll be here, all alone, waiting for you, locum student Mr. Naruto Esquire.
We should be going then, Naruto-san. We have a case to prepare for. Alright. Alright, let's move on. It's a long segment.
Working college sucks some ass now. Don't worry, take it step by step. You'll get through it.
I know the feeling. 19th February, Briar Road. I love that bike. It's just fucked up. So, this is where it happened. Briar Road. Ah! Look, Mr. Naruto-san. Look at that regulation metal helmet. It's unmistakable. The men of Scotland Yard are here. They're investigating as we speak. Fair socialism makes me happy. There you go. Hey, you gotta do what you do. You gotta do what you can. That is their job, you know. I want to eat the rest of my mac and cheese. I tried the what is it? The barbecue pulled pork mac and cheese from Wawa. It's not half bad. Hungry. Let me go. I'm gonna. Ugh. Okay, it's a bit of a mush, but it's still pretty good. Hungry. Can't believe he said that, and can't believe it's real. Did you try the Wawa pizza yet? I did. I reviewed it on stream. I showed stream, and we all agreed that it looked mid as fuck. And I tried it, and it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. It was like, I think it was like $15 for a large, $13 for like a medium or whatever. And it's just not good. I was like, if you're ever gonna spend at least $15 on pizza, it's like not worth it unless you're like desperate. I don't know. I expected better from Wawa, TBH. That's what I thought as well. Yeah. Did you try it? It really felt like, I don't know if I got like a mid pizza or whatever, but like, I was like, damn, it's not good. I'll stand up for any bad pizza. That's fair. I think there's a lot of fun bad pizzas to stand by. That mac and cheese sounds fire though. It's actually pretty good. The pulled pork barbecue coleslaw mac and cheese, pretty dang good. I was pleasantly surprised. I was like taking a little bit of a risk on it, but all right. Just had to walk around a little bit. But Mr. Naruto, to see one with my own eyes. They're often depicted in the adventures of Sherlock Holmes, but I never dreamt I'd ever come this close. To real Bobby's helmet. What? The helmet? Oh my god, she's like obsessed with the helmet. I have to try one on one day. Well, I hope your Hattie dream comes true. Hey, what's up? What's the Japanese delegation doing here? Oh, Inspector Gregson. This isn't on the tourist trail, as I'm fairly sure you're well aware. Yes, of course. We're here to investigate. So, you've been to the holding cells then. What'd you make of the criminal? He's not a criminal, as you put it, Inspector. He's a suspect. We'll see about that. You Japanese like to stick together, I suppose. All right, asshole. Well, do what you will. Doesn't bother me. The bloke's in court tomorrow, whatever happens. The verdict's a foregone conclusion. The stone-cold air of rejection. Take heart. London at this time of year is full of stone-cold air. Thanks. That makes it worse somehow. Tell me about Scotland Yard, Inspector. Ever since I read about it in the Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, I've been fascinated by the police. The Yard is the most sophisticated policing organization you'll find anywhere in the world, ma'am. Oh, and you know I've always dreamt of wearing a real Bobby's helmet. It does make them look the part, seeing that policeman there with his helmet on. You certainly get the sense that this is a man who will take no nonsense in his duty of protecting the city. Oh yes, doesn't he look wonderful?
Let's go.
Carry on Kingdom within 18 months. Just got back from a 5-day vacation in PA. Glad to come back and see my favorite streamer stream a good ass game. Hey, nice. I hope you enjoyed your vacation. Thank you for coming by. Being in London, Bobby, is hard going, I can tell you. Oh, really? She's so surprised. First thing in the morning, you know what he does. Goes around, rouses all the laborers on his beat so they can get off to work. What? He wakes people up? Yep. Raps on the windows with a long pole. Did it myself going back a bit. I had no idea. The bulby works for the people of the town. It's just another one of his duties. After that, he starts tirelessly patrolling the streets all day long. Human alarm clock. He has to cover 20 miles a day. That's the regulation distance. I can't really imagine how far that is, but it sounds like a long way. Let me see. Wait a minute. They're using miles. They were like, uh-oh, we gotta put this game in America. Miles it is. These stupid Americans. Just put miles in there. On foot? That's definitely taking things a step too far. And when it gets dark, of course. He has the important job of lighting all the gas street lamps. Oh my. And I suppose in between all those duties, Bobbies are expected to investigate cases as well. Was England in metric then? I think they did use imperial units back in the day. Ooh, wait, good point. Yeah, maybe they... What did UK use a metric system? Is it the metric? British adopted the metric system in 1965? What's miles? Shit, I don't know this very well. What system is miles? The mile, sometimes the international mile or statute mile to distinguish from other miles, is a British imperial unit and United States customary unit of distance. So it's an imperial unit. So it's the imperial system. Okay. So did the UK use imperial system? Before. I love metrics. Imperial units, also called the British Imperial System, units of measurement of the British Imperial System, the traditional system of weights and measures used to from 1824 until the adoption of the metric system beginning in 1965. Oh wow, never mind. I'm the moron here. I'm just making shit up, and the game's like, fuck you, dumbass. They did use miles. Lore accurate. Classic streamer L, classic chatter L. See you in 5, stupid idiot. Got him. I'm not sure you could call it in between exactly. More alongside, but yes. I expected to handle those jobs as well. We do have men keeling over from time to time, I admit. I'd always dreamt of wearing one of those helmets, as I said. But it's with a heavy heart that I shall have to relinquish that dream to you, Mr. Nato. Your heavy heart will be my heavy head if you do. It happened around 5 in the evening, 2 days ago. Just there on the open bit of pavement. The victim, a young woman who was traveling with a brave from behind. Is it right that the lady is still unconscious now? You mentioned that she's being treated. I never said she was a lady. Truth is, unless she comes around pretty smartish, we won't be able to find out much about her at all. I suppose that means we haven't been able to make a statement from her, of course. Here's a map of the local area I happen to have on me. You can take it if you want. Thanks, man. Are you sure? It's your policy to give lawyers, defendants, and suspects the odd bit of information to go on. I haven't actually accepted the job yet, but still. Thank you, Inspector. Thanks. Thanks. Anyway, as far as we know, there's no one else on the scene other than the victim and your fellow countrymen. So who did it, do you think? Not much of a head-scratcher, is it? Well, I know Mr. Natsume is claiming not to have seen anyone else around, but just because he didn't see anyone, it doesn't mean we can't be sure that nobody else was present. I'm sorry to have to tell you, but we most certainly can be sure. How? Because, ma'am, the precise moment of the stabbing didn't go unnoticed. It what? We have 2 very reliable witnesses, no less. Ah. It was a typical foggy London day, and your client obviously didn't see them. We're witnesses now. Who are these witnesses, Inspector?
A fellow and his wife. The man's one of the most reliable and respected citizens in all of London. He's a copper from Scotland Yard.
Ah. Okay, then he did it. Oh, this is easy. The police guy did it. A policeman. That might change things. And this policeman just happened to be there at the exact moment the woman was attacked.
Nothing peculiar about that, ma'am. Part and parcel of being a bobby. Catching them banging the act and all of that.
Do you think it might be possible for us to ask that policeman a few questions?
Be my guest. You can ask him what you like. In court tomorrow.
Oh.
I've no doubt he'll be summoned as a witness. So that'll give you something to look forward to.
That's that then. He's got no intention of letting us meet the man beforehand. A policeman witnessed the incident. As your judicial assistant, I must warn you that this could make our job very difficult.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks. Thanks, Susato.
Oh, yes. One more thing, Inspector.
What?
The person who led you to the suspect. I heard that was Mr. Herlock Sholmes.
What are you bringing him up for?
Was it something I said?
That twitchy Japanese bloke goes on trial tomorrow. Are you going to defend him or not?
Well, that just happened.
Makes no difference to me, but I will just say this. No London lawyer worth his salt would touch that case with a barge pole.
Because the prosecution is being handled by the Reaper the Bailey.
There's no way to save the man now. Waste of time trying.
We're gonna already get grinding out a replay for you, trying to get it. Literally gave me nightmares. Hope we get to see it Friday. Sure, don't waste too much time. It's all right, but I appreciate it. What's this hat on his notebook? Yeah, I think it's like a little notepad or something. A little paper.
The Reaper. He hasn't appeared in court once for a good few years now.
Yes, we did hear something to that effect.
And the only people he usually bothers with are the real scum, the master criminals, the violent ones.
Master criminals? Have any of these characters been jorking it? I don't know. Not enough. We need more jorking. The violent ones.
That's right. He handpicks his victims. Only deals with those guaranteed to go with the gallows for their sins.
But Mr. Natsume wouldn't hang for what he's accused of, surely.
That's just my point, sunshine. Yes, the young woman was stabbed, but it didn't kill her. Couldn't even say the intent was there. So this isn't the sort of case I'd be expected the Reaper to want to seek his teeth into, for want of a better phrase.
Yeah, me. Well, it's not exactly a minor infraction, is it?
No, it's got to be more to it. Some reason he's taken an interest.
Really? What sort of reason, Inspector?
You think I can tell what's going on inside the head of that Lord of Darkness? You'll have to ask him yourself at tomorrow's trial.
Are we really going to have to face the Reaper again, the Lord of Darkness?
Who did you hear that name from?
Oh, well, it was Mr. Natsume who mentioned it. He said that Mr. Sholmes was with the police when they entered his lodgings. I'm sure it was a result of one of Mr. Sholmes' inspirational great deductions.
Fiddle faddle!
Uh-oh.
The man's an amateur, and I'm getting sick or tired of him showing his mug everywhere.
Oh.
I don't know where he gets his information from, but he turns up at the scene of the crime, wanders around spouting incomprehensible rubbish, and before you know it, he claims to have solved the case.
Yeah, welcome to Sholmes' fall. It's racism, isn't it? Yeah. He is great help to Scotland Yard, though, isn't he?
Gibble gobble!
Ah!
Ever seen this before?
Oh, yes, that's Rance Magazine. The wonderful publication in which the adventures of Herlock Sholmes appears.
Yes, well, that wonderful publication, as you put it, sees fit to include several of the Yard's detectives in its stories. And the so-called great detective makes a mockery of all of us. If you ask anyone at the Yard, it's a misadventure to be included in any Herlock Sholmes' tale at all.
I suppose there's an element of that.
We work our socks off, every one of us, only to be frumped by the public thanks to that obnoxious detective. That man's as dangerous to us at Scotland Yard as he is to all our criminals.
That can't really be true, can it, Inspector?
My fish and chips!
Clearly, the great detective and the police have a complex relationship. Well, I don't think we're going to get any more useful information on the detective. Let's look around. Oh, hi, Susato. Mr. Naruto, can I make a suggestion? Oh, yes. What is it? Well, it seems to me that we must speak with him about this. No, Mr. Sholmes. Yes, Mr. Herlock Sholmes, exactly. Look at those shining eyes. You can't wait, can you? Well, Mr. Natsume did blame Mr. Sholmes for all this, didn't he? Yes, he did. He really did. Which makes him an involved party in the case. Are you just going to ignore that? I hope not. I assure you, it's not simply my selfish desire to meet Mr. Sholmes again. The trouble is, we have no idea of the man's address even. So how? It's Baker Street! Rotate it. Sholmes! We are so gay. We are so gay. We are so back. We are so back. How do you know that? It is in the stories, yes. 221B Baker Street. Yep, most famous address in the world. Oh, I see. Well, there's nothing to stop us from going, I suppose. We better try not to find our way there before Susato-san gets any more excited and unpredictable. Hurrah! I'll summon a carriage. So we're to have a reunion already with the great detective, Mr. Herlock Sholmes. Alright. Let's look around a bit. I guess they're really not going to let me do anything, so... Let's meet Sholmes, and then I'll call it. Oh my god. Look at them, they're so cute.
Thank you very much. It's just up there overlooking the street. Good day.
Good day.
Thanks again.
Thanks again.
This is it. The residence of Mr. Herlock Sholmes.
Residence of Mr. Herlock Sholmes. I guess they gave them British accents too. Brum. It really does look like his place. My fucking husband's coming. I've got to be gayer if I want to play this game properly. So, this is where the great detective makes his living. Feels surreal to be here somehow. Where is he? I'm like looking for him. Duh! Is it as described in the stories, Miss Susato? Susato-san? Many famous cases have been solved here in this very room. Oh, I suppose they must have been, yes. I've never read the stories, so it's hard to get quite as excited about it as she seems to be. The detective chases the villain relentlessly as he disappears into fog down an unlit London street. Oh, the thrill of it, the romanticism. Can't you feel your heart thumping in your chest? She's in love with our husband. Can't you, Mr. Naruto? Oh, I suppose I can, yes. So, if you don't mind. I'm gonna add one emote that this reminded me of. It's literally that. It's all I can think about. It's Doc Leave. I'll just stand here and soak up the atmosphere for a while longer. Please, don't mind me.
She's obsessed. This sounds like someone I know.
Well, looks like our detective friend isn't home. Excuse me, is anybody home?
Oh, do we have a visitor? Oh, it's her.
Hello, is this a big new case for Mr. Sholmes?
Hello. The VTuber.
Wait, aren't you? Oh, how rude of me. I'll go and make some tea at once.
Okay, bye-bye.
I'm sure it's that same girl.
Miss Susato, did you see that girl who was just here before? That's my daughter.
Oh, yes. Isn't it truly extraordinary?
She's literally not looking at me.
To think that the King of Bohemia came to this very room to ask Mr. Sholmes to take on his case.
The king of Bohemia?
King Wilhelm Gottfried Sigismund von Ormstein, of course.
What the fuck?
Sorry, I'm drawing a blank. Forget the adventures of Sherlock Holmes for a moment and look over there.
The tea's brewed, and I have a freshly baked cake as well.
Ah, it's you. I knew it. Susato-san recognizes her too. There you are.
Look at her pout.
And taking that with you as well. I was looking forward to the trial run of my experimental smoke grenade launcher. Oh, good day to you. I'm, well, the inventor, I suppose. That machine.
Her theme is banging.
It's the girl who turned up at the end of Mr. McGildy's trial in the defendant's antechamber.
I never met a lawyer from the Far East before. Poor you, having to get straight to work when you've only just arrived in London.
Oh, yes, it was challenging.
Well, try this tea. It's my special blend, you know.
Thank you. Is tea supposed to look that color?
Oh my, what a fragrant yet mellow flavor. Hooray, it's a winner. I tried blending different leaves designed to alleviate fatigue, you see.
You must be exhausted after your long voyage here, and you have another ticklish trial tomorrow.
Oh, and you're to defend a Japanese man.
I do wish you lots and lots of luck. Did Mr. Sholmes tell you about us by any chance?
Oh, you know Hurley, do you?
Hurley. Mr. Sholmes to you, Shirley?
Mr. Sholmes was a fellow passenger on the boat that brought us to Great Britain, you see.
Was he really? Well, I had no idea.
I'm afraid Hurley's out on an errand again today, even though he's just returned from overseas. Wait a minute. We've met this girl for the first time ever yesterday after the trial, and only briefly after that. How on earth does she know so much about us? Did she deduce all those things, do you think? He said that one out loud. And perhaps more to the point, why is she here in Mr. Holmes' suite?
Oh, silly me. I haven't introduced myself, have I?
Hello. Not racist. Jimmy Neutron's got nothing on her.
It is a great pleasure to meet you both. My name is Iris Wilson.
Wilson. Is this supposed to be Watson? She's Watson? There's no way she's Watson. She's freaking Watson. Oh my god. In the Japanese version of Ace Attorney, it's Watson. Oh my god.
I live here together with Hurley. Iris, is it? What a lovely name.
What?
What's the matter?
No, wait. This can't be. Did you say your name is Wilson?
What's the matter with Susato-san? Why is she flushed all of a sudden?
Yes, that's right. What are your names?
Oh, I'm Ryunosuke STARING, a lawyer from Japan.
Oh, sorry.
I'm Mr. Naruhodo's judicial assistant, Susato Mikotoba. It's wonderful to meet you.
Lovely.
Susie and Runo.
Got it.
Susie? Runo? There's more to this girl than meets the eye. I have so many questions for her, I don't know where to start. Yes, and so do I. All right. I will give you guys more VTuber attention later. Let's save it here.